Good afternoon. It is 3:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studio. In Vols news today, Tennessee football landed Colorado transfer cornerback Colton Hood out of the portal. The 5'11", 190-pound corner played in all 13 games for the Buffaloes last year, totaling 24 tackles and 2 interceptions. He will also have 3 years of eligibility remaining. And NBA news today, the Memphis Grizzlies are hiring interim head coach Thomas Islo as the franchise's next head coach. Islo replaced Taylor Jenkins as interim in late March and is now the first Finnish-born head coach in NBA history. Also, Greg Popovich is stepping down as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs and is transitioning to a full-time role as team president. Popovich is a basketball Hall of Famer, the NBA's all-time winningest coach, and led the Spurs to 5 championships. His replacement will be assistant Mitch Johnson as the franchise's next head coach. Tennessee baseball is back in action tonight with a ranked matchup with Auburn at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Left-handed pitcher Liam Doyle gets the start as first pitch is at 4:30 p.m. and we'll be joined in progress right here on The Zone starting at 5:30. For our foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Friday edition. Brett Doherty with you.
Get Friday!
There is the one, the only, the Ronald Sylvester Slay.
Zelf's jumping the gun, ladies and gentlemen, because it's Friday and the Vols play baseball.
Part of that was on me because I went to the super long, the Ronald Sylvester Slay. Tennessee playing baseball today. They moved it up to 4:30 Central Time because of this weather that's going through here. Now we'll go east.
Man, and this came from Memphis.
Guess who? Remember when we were kids? Snowing in Memphis. That was always the telltale. We're getting out early. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to snow here, but that's what we would always say in school. It's snowing in Memphis. You know who's throwing out the first pitch tonight?
Who?
Or this afternoon?
Coach Barnes.
Zakai Ziegler.
Really?
Hell yeah.
It's a good opener for my guy Liam Doyle, who gets to start on Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, we need somebody on the mound to go get something done.
Listen, it's not Liam Doyle. It's the bats.
I knew my boy was going to get.
It's the bats.
I knew my boy was going to get.
They have not been helping. And the bullpen.
It'll be interesting to see how they if they get to the College World Series, how they manipulate that pitching staff, because Liam Doyle does not need to be the first day starter. No. What are we doing? Their problem is on Sunday.
Yeah, with A.J. Russell coming back, hopefully.
That's great. He's from Franklin High School. My God, Wally Woodby was his coach over there. I mean, when that dude's healthy, he is one of the best players in the country.
Now, he's getting the start this Sunday. He also got the start last Sunday, but...
Right, so that might be the answer, but man.
But Tony hasn't really stretched him out a ton because he's just trying to work him back in. So they go to a bullpen game on Sunday, which I hate in college.
We used to call that Johnny Holstaff.
Yeah, Johnny Holstaff.
Who's pitching today? Johnny Holstaff.
I love how he was on first name basis right there, Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah. That's my guy, Tony Vitello. National championship winning coach, Tony Vitello.
Correct. That's correct.
So he's earned first name basis with you.
Yeah, I covered him for 3 years in college.
Okay.
Tony B now.
Now,
all right, Chris Vernon.
The big switch that Tony is making this weekend is with the middle infield. Dean Curley, who's had some defensive mistakes over the last couple of weeks.
Literally cost them the game at LSU.
Yes, he did. On a day where Liam Doyle pitched lights out, pitcher's duel. And
he had 2 errors back to back.
Yeah,
they win the game without one of them.
Yeah, so...
it's tough, but his bat is incredible. So
he is switching Dean Curley over to second base, where it's a shorter throw. Dean Curley known to spike the ball into the dirt over there for Andrew Fisher at first base. So hopefully that takes care of that problem. Gavin Killen, the transfer from Louisville, moving over to shortstop. Apparently Tony texted Gavin before the midweeker this week and said, "Can you play shortstop?" And he says, "Coach, I'll play wherever you want me to."
Well, The other option at shortstop is an incredible defensive player, but is just, like, God love him, an automatic out in the lineup. So,
and Gavin is not. Gavin is not.
No, he is not. All right, Babsy is on assignment. Those asking where she is in Gulf Shores, Alabama, covering the College Beach Volleyball Championships. And you can check her out on ESPN2.
Yep.
Is it tonight or was it today?
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think.
Yeah, but on ESPN2 Friday and Saturday. I don't know if it's.
You said it the right way yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it was ESPN2 today and then ESPN on Saturday, but I could be wrong. But I could be right because I'm giving you the network. All you got to do is switch it out.
Or just voice remote into your Xfinity voice app and say, or not app, but voice button, and say Beach Volleyball Championships.
Dawn Davenport.
Dawn Davenport. That is definitely true. All right, we have a short show today because of Tennessee baseball.
Short show.
We are out at 5:30 today. Tennessee taking on Auburn. Auburn ranked number 10 in the country, Tennessee number 12. We will catch that game in progress. As I said, they switched up the time after we already put together our logs, which is a radio thing. So we were locked into that 5:30 out. So we'll join them in progress. Sakai Ziegler throwing out the first pitch. How do you think he's going to do?
I think he throws it straight down the barrel. No, you know what? I'm going to go with a loft. I'm going to go with a cool loft. Just get it there.
Just have a little fun with it.
Yeah, just get it there. No heat.
I think he's thrown one before.
Has he?
So he's used to it.
When they won I think it was after they won the SEC tournament, I think they brought out a couple of the guys from that team to throw first pitches. But I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure he's thrown one before, though. I'm like 95% sure.
What you think he's going to do, though?
I think he's a point guard. He knows exactly where to place the ball.
Different size ball.
Doesn't matter. Okay. It's a Kai.
It is.
Doesn't matter. It's a guy. He can do no wrong, in other words, is what you're saying.
That is what he's saying.
Correct.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Thank you, Zeph. Dog, the F&M Bank chat is open. Somebody called at the end of the show yesterday. Slay Dog asking about Tennessee basketball, and he asked about the roster for 2025, 2026. It's basically put together. They do have one roster spot left, which is what Rick Barnes typically does.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they had multiple spots left eventually, but because of Cam Carr and then the injury. But one spot left just in case.
Right.
And I'm curious to get your take on this roster, obviously, with Ament coming in, the 5-star, highest-rated prospect to ever sign with Tennessee. That's saying something. Clarence Massamba from France, combo guard, point guard, Abram from Louisiana Tech.
Yep.
Gillespie and Jalen Carey. Some of the new guys that are in there.
Yeah, I love this roster. That's first and foremost. It's hard to believe because of the output that we got to see last year by this group that this could be better. But potential-wise, it could be. And before everybody jumps the gun and is like, what do you mean there's a Kai? I understand that. I'm saying, speaking from the aspect of, think about what made Florida so dynamic outside of Walter Clayton Jr. You know, they had the two wings, but the depth in the front court is what we kept harping on. They get depth with the front court. Excuse me. With a guy like Jalen Carey coming in, you get an enforcer that brings a different style. Mix him with Felix Okpara, who's a rim protector with no question. J.P. Estrella the same way. Cade Phillips, the growth that he's had, the experience that he got to get. That's four guys that all can play multiple spots when you talk about Estrella, Cade Phillips, and Jalen Carey. So, and then like Coach Barnes said, he's been working with getting Cade Phillips to stretch out, to be a little bit of that stretch forward, to be able to shoot the three where you can have the floor space.
That's the first thing he said about Cade when you brought him up, and he said, yeah, we're working on him being a perimeter player.
And he took a liking to him early when he went and got Cade Phillips. Like, he was almost trying to force Cade Phillips to play early on 2 years ago. So, he's going to pour into him. But when you go to the guards that are coming in, Jacoby Gillespie, he's been there. Took a team to the Sweet 16. Couple of plays away from getting to the Elite Eight with Maryland. Knows how to play with some stars. The guy, Abram, that's coming in, a guy that can get out there and fill it up. We talked about needing to have shooters. That's what it was going to take. And Amen, that right there, man, that signing is one you build around. Like, you got to, if you need a superstar, you got one in him. Now, it's going to take time to get there. So by the time we get to SEC play, we should see him budding into who he is. But you don't get the ranking of number 1 through 5 in the country as an incoming freshman and not be able to deliver. I haven't seen one yet. So this could be a fun year.
Yeah, and what you mentioned this, and Rick Barnes did too in our conversation with him, which, by the way, you can go back and find all those conversations. We had Heupel, Rick Barnes, Kim Caldwell, Danny White, all on the show on the same day, Mike Keith. So find the podcast from Wednesday, the Big Orange Caravan, and download the podcast, 3HL Podcast, rate, review, subscribe, or go to 104.5 The Zone's YouTube page, and you can watch it live there. But, yeah, despite the 6'10" size, you look at his measurables, but then you pop the tape in, and he's a perimeter player.
Yeah, no question about it.
I don't want to compare the guy to Kevin Durant, but, I mean,
when you see a slender, built 6'10", can handle the ball, can create his own shot, and like to shoot from deep, and you have Rick Barnes in the mix, that's going to be a comp every time, Kevin Durant. So it is what it is.
While we're on Tennessee basketball, also Rick Barnes lost assistant coach Rod Clark to Indiana. Today, Tennessee announced the hiring of Amaro Morgan as an assistant coach. He's from Memphis. Morgan spent the last 2 years at Cal. From VolQuest, Morgan is described as a, quote, relentless recruiter.
Good.
It's the first assistant coaching change with Tennessee basketball since 2021. How do you think that all plays out? Losing Clark, but gaining Morgan.
Yeah, I think you were able to substitute in the spot. What Coach Clark was really good at was the developmental part of guys. Dalton Connect coming in, Chaz Lanier coming in, Zakai also, especially heavy with the guards, being able to get those guys to adjust and, sharpen their skills as they're there, which is huge for guys. Him being able to be connected to the grassroots program of MoCan Elite, top-tier AAU program, that's who Rod Clark was connected to. So you bring in another guy that's 37 years old, connected to AAU programs, the grassroots programs, and can still get out there and recruit. That's going to be huge. And if you go to his social media page, you can see, that's what he's big on, player development also. So the player development part and the recruiting part is going to be huge, and you shouldn't miss a beat with him there. The biggest part is being a psychiatrist. I think Rod was huge as far as talking to guys. When you have a strong-headed figure like Rick Barnes at the helm, sometimes the guys can get a little frustrated. You need that guy to have an ear, and Rod was huge at that. So hopefully he can come in and do the exact same thing.
Friday edition of 3HL. If you want to in, 615-737-1045. When we come back, we can take your phone calls, whatever you want to get into. Also, Brian Callahan met with the media yesterday. We've got some audio from him talking about how Ridley and Lockett will help Cam Ward. Where will the two rookie wide receivers be lined up on offense? And was there awkwardness with Levis after drafting Ward? All that and more next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Mm-hmm. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. That's where you need to go to get that lawn looking great. My guy, Trey Hartsook, is here with more.
Hey, Brent, maybe you pulled the mower out this spring and were like, wow, man, I thought this thing was in a little bit better shape than it's in. Let's take advantage of some of the really cool stuff that's going on at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. A ton of special financing options, as well as the best brands in the industry. When you're talking Toro, Right Standard, Ferret, Snapper. And then on the two-cycle side of things, maybe you need a new weed eater, backpack blower, string trimmer. We have Echo, Shandauer, Red Max, Steel, any and all brands available at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. If the pros are using them, then we have them. And we can cut you a great deal on them. Like I said, maybe you're somebody that doesn't even know what kind of mower you need. Whether you have 0.3 of an acre or 33 acres, we have a machine for you that we can sell, we can service, we can do all things past the point of purchase to keep you taken care of. Stopping and see low to talk to you about it. Can be located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lumber, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, dickenssupply.com.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Hinckley or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
Two Rivers Ford announces employee pricing for everyone. Every tradesman, every dad, every rising star. You pay what we pay. Two Rivers Ford. Locally owned. American made.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. You were at this show the other day in Atlanta. And your advice was, coming out of that show, I would advise anyone that has a chance to see Kendrick Lamar, go see Kendrick Lamar. Like, you would drive out of town. You did.
And the reason I say that, y'all, this is what you got to understand.
This beat is all over, like, YouTube reels.
Yes.
With everybody doing the little shuffle dance.
Yeah. But, like, it's seldom that you get a very good artist that can entertain. Like, he was entertaining. Like, some guys get out there, they'll stand there, maybe go side to side on the stage. Dude, they worked the entire stadium. It was everything. And
was the stage in the middle?
Nope. But it extended out to the middle.
Oh, yeah.
So, like in a diamond.
Like a walkway?
A walkway, but in a diamond.
Cut like a diamond?
Very long, man, dude. People in the middle, around the sides of it, like it was dope. And then the semi-mini movie that was playing along with the concert was pretty dope. Like, it was.
That's a good idea.
It was tough, man. Like, him and SZA showed out. I'm telling you.
615-737-1045 is the number at 3HL 1045. Greg Popovich stepping aside as Spurs head coach. 29 years. Remember, he's had the health scares and issues. He'll be team president full time.
I probably should have did this about 2-3 years ago, but it's hard, man, to walk away.
5-time NBA champion head coach. I mean, that dude can flat out coach.
Yes, he can. Knows how to build a roster, build culture. Similar to what Pat Riley did in Miami and in L.A. Like, those are the two that come to mind when you talk about Phil Jackson, of course. Phil, I don't know if Phil was as great as far as front office work when he went to the Knicks. That was kind of sketchy. But other than that, yeah, those would be the three that I would think of recently.
In terms of coaching in the NBA, I keep hearing Spoelstra is the guy. Like, that he's the
Spoelstra's the truth.
He's like the genius coach.
He's the truth. He always, I think what gives him that tag, he won with talent, and he does better at times with lesser talent. So that's a good mix. That's a good mix, golly.
White Castle.
Yes. That's a good mix, though. Like, so, he'll be the next guy today for a USA team.
Today I was going through reels, and I told you I always watch, like, guys telling Larry Bird stories and guys telling Michael Jordan stories. And I sent you this Michael Jordan story that I came across with Craig Hodges.
Yes.
Who looks like he's aged 100 years since he played.
And will flat out still stroke it.
I'll bet he could.
Dude, he don't put out clips. Like, he trains athletes.
Oh, he does?
Dog, and he done took some of them NBA range, 17 in a row, 22, at that age, well, skinny.
He told this story about Michael Jordan, and I was like, I got to share this with Slade. And you're like, I saw this. But he's telling a story, and Jordan got him to stop the bus, like Jerry Green. But they kept going. So he's like, drop me off at this bar. So he goes into the bar, and this is before the game. And Craig Hodges is telling the story that he comes in, and Jordan's like feeling good when he gets back on the bus. He was like, y'all pick me up when you leave the hotel and you're headed to the arena. My stuff's already on here.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he's got a good old buzz going. So then Jordan was like, before the game, he was kind of laughing with Hodges saying, I see 3 goals. I'm going to shoot for the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Son of a gun scored 30 in the first half.
Yeah.
30.
We just shut it on.
And then they had the blowout, so he went and shut it down.
Like,
that's just different, man.
It is. You'll be made up, man. Some of the best games or practices happen when things ain't right. Like,
is it just like the concentration level gets ratcheted up or something?
I think you're so afraid to mess up. Subconsciously, you're thinking about everything will be perfect. So you don't want anybody to be able to point out like where you messed up. And it's also a challenge. Some of my best practices were when I was out a long time and the night before. Long time. Maybe just walked in.
Apparently Jordan would tell that to his opponent. He's like, man, I can't even believe you can't score on me. I was out all night. I played 36 holes of golf this morning.
Yeah. I wouldn't advise do that. There's only certain ones that can do stuff like Allen Iverson was another one. That just different level. Like, and
funny.
I had a chance to work out for his coach, and he told guys when they came in, hey, look, y'all can't do what he does.
Yeah.
There's only one person that can do that. That's AI.
Isaiah Victor.
Y'all can do it.
Isaiah Victor, former Vol, chiming in on Facebook. He said Jordan won every. They call him. What do they call him now? Up and backs.
Suicides.
Yeah, but because of the the issue in the country, they tried to take that word out.
Wind sprints.
Craig Hodges, the other part of that video, he said he never lost one. Never. Yeah. Never saw him lose one after practice.
Supreme. Zeke would do stuff like that. Isaiah Victor, he would do the same thing. But his stride, Zeke had a cheating stride. Man went out there 6'10", man, with that long stride. And he was already fast.
So to go on that last run from baseline to baseline, it only take him 8 steps.
5 to 6.
Yeah, 5.
when he got his momentum, 5 to 6, guaranteed. It ain't, man. And then he liked the challenge. He liked competition too. So I ain't got time to be challenging him.
615-737-1045. You want in at 3HL 1045. Reese and Laura early on the show today. Reese, what's up? Laura, what's up?
Oh, my word, I'm not ready.
Well, we hadn't heard from y'all in so long.
Yep.
I know, but don't ever let me go to a baseball game with Reese.
I heard.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened, Laura?
This ain't go well.
Kentucky played Kentucky the other day.
Yeah.
He heckled everybody.
Western Kentucky's good, too.
Bus driver.
Heckled the bus driver.
Yes, that poor guy that's driving that ugly Kentucky bus. He heckled him.
Did you think about leaving, Laura?
No, I just went and sat with other people. Big player, you with me?
What up, Reese?
There he is.
She don't know how college sports works at baseball.
What did the bus driver do to you, Reese?
He works for Kentucky.
that was enough.
Yeah, I mean, he willingly got into a big blue bus, Mayor.
Willingly put the key in and everything.
Yeah, I mean, no one forced him. It's not like he was a hostage. Is that a real question? That was a big blue bus. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I don't know if you've ever been to Nick Dennis Field, Big Slay.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, the third base deck from the third base umpire and coach and baseman is about 20 feet at most. So there ain't nothing said ain't heard. And I was giving the third base coach crap for not being in the box. The umpire made him go get back in the box. I had about 20 people high-five me. Then I was giving the third baseman, he wasn't wearing his sunglasses, and for 3 innings I was giving him nonsense. And guess who got ate up by a routine ground ball after that?
Who?
Third baseman. Oh, man, the dugout came over and high-five. It was just a wonderful time. But is Babs not there tonight?
No, she's covering beach volleyball in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Oh, we were there one time. Laura got mad. Well, I won a trip at my old job, and I still to this day don't know how I won it. But they told me I won a trip down there, and it was the same weekend as a beach volleyball tournament. And I got in trouble with Laura on that one. But
why, Reese? What'd you do?
Because I tried to sneak down to the tournament and told her I love collegiate athletics.
It wasn't because you appreciated the uniforms.
I mean, I never got to see the uniforms. I don't know. I don't know. That was not a good night. Anyhow. I was really hoping Babs would be there, but I figured she would be in hiding as Tennessee's about to, do what they're about to do. We need a big bounce back weekend. You know what I'm saying? And no better team to do it against than those little baby birds they call eagles. You know what I'm saying, Big Slay?
Yeah.
I mean, they are traveling all the way up to Tennessee, and we are just, they don't even get an airplane. They just don't even ride a bus. They just fly on up there on their own and think they're going to win, and we're going to sweep them. And then Laura's don't win the house, by the way. And, of course, Babs won't be back till Monday, and I'm going to have to call her Monday and get her. And I was going to call you the other Monday, but remember them chickens, Mayor?
Yeah.
Somebody, you wouldn't believe this, so we were going to call you Monday, and somebody called the police, reported me for harassing chickens. They got out again,
That's a tough break, Reese.
I know, and they come down trying to scare the outside stray cats, so I'm over there trying to shoo the chickens off, flying my hands in the air, and somebody called the cops and reported me for harassing chickens. Then I had to explain to the cops.
Is that even against the law, harassing chickens?
I don't know. And then they tried to get me for, PI and all this stuff. So I had to hurry up and get back in the yard. And it was supposed to be time for us to call, and it didn't go down. Sorry about that. I think we messaged Big Slay.
Y'all did.
But,
he said you had a lot going on.
Yeah, we really do. For nothing really going on but baseball. We've had a lot going on. But sorry we've been MIA. But we love y'all. And, Babs, I know you're scared. That's why you couldn't make it to work today, and I don't blame you. I'm calling sick Monday, too. I know you're listening on live stream. Hey, say hi to Babs, Laura.
Hi, Babs. Oh, Lily says hi, too.
Okay, well, y'all are going down, Babs. Big Slay, take it on out with
All
me.
right.
Good all right. Beat them little birdies.
There you go, Reese and Laura. Chasing chickens away from the cats.
Beat the little birdies.
They have like 24 cats. I can't keep up. That's the number I keep going with. But they've got 24 cats.
I think it's way more than that now.
You think it's way more than
Probably.
that? And how many times has he told us that the cops have been over at his place?
They stay over there.
And how many times has he told us he's almost gotten a PI, public intoxication?
I always know how to step back into the yard. And get right out of the way.
So you're good in your yard.
Mm-hmm. Apparently. I don't know the rules. I just try to stay away.
But he was at the Western Kentucky game, harassing the third baseman into an error and harassing the bus driver because, he wasn't a hostage.
You think he was the only person him and Laura were the only people wearing orange in that stadium?
Oh, no, he likes Western Kentucky.
Oh, so he's wearing
And he hates Kentucky.
So he's wearing
So it was kind of a double dip.
So you think he's wearing Western Kentucky stuff?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Probably.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, can I, you know what? Since it's Friday. No, not really a shout out, but just something for the people.
Something for the people.
Yeah, the people in the chat, man.
Chat man.
We're coming with some good convo about people, athletes or entertainers that really performed at a high level when you knew they were off, not their normal selves, like had a hangover or so. Somebody came in there. I think it was Anthony. I might get it wrong, but they said Michael Irvin was that guy. And he was when it came to playing loose.
Oh, yeah.
All night. And then coming in and playing the next day, yeah, Michael Irvin was a bad boy. AI was one. Now we know Mike was one. So I guess if you know of anybody, I don't know, is that a story you would like to share, do you know anybody that was cold-blooded? I'm sure we got some people that with stories that went to school with people.
I have to think about that one. Yeah.
I'm one.
Yeah. Because, I remember being in school where we would see people out the day before a game, and we're like, what are you doing?
I remember I did it. We were playing my sophomore year. Let me see if Isaiah Victor's still in here. I think he is. But my sophomore year, we getting ready to play Gerald Wallace. Alabama was loaded. Mo Williams, Gerald Wallace, Irwin Dudley, Ernest Shelton, Rod Grizzard. They had a mob. Coach, God, what was that coach name? Not Stansberry. He was at Mississippi State.
Boy, you want to talk about illegal recruiting stories.
He's going to get it done. He's illegal. It's so legal now. Very
exactly.
Legal. Yeah. He was just ahead of his time. Mark Godfrey. That's his name at Alabama.
He was ahead of his time.
It was. We say about Will Wade, we got to say it about him.
Yeah.
But I stayed up all night long. All night long. Probably slept 2 hours after our pregame meal. And then went out there and got to it just to show myself that Gerald Wallace couldn't mess with me because we was like in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. Him being a freshman, me being a sophomore. So, and it was Super Tuesday. So it was a late game, like 9 o'clock game. We got it on. I got the footage somewhere.
Like Donkey Kong. Richie in the chat.
Yes.
Mayor, I've asked you this before. Were you there when Robert Edwards blew out his knee?
I thought he was talking to me. I'm like, huh?
I think you're thinking of a different player because Robert Edwards is the Georgia running back that blew out his knee in the flag football game at the Pro Bowl, right? I thought that's.
I never even heard this story.
Yeah, maybe it was Noshawn Marino.
That was in the game.
That was the
Tennessee game. Yeah,
I think he's confusing that because Robert Edwards. He blew out everything in that flag football. It was flag football on the sand, on the beach at the Pro Bowl. That's what it was for Robert Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Noshawn Marino. You think that's what it was?
Gotta be.
DHB says Bobby Brown's got to be top 3.
I forgot about Bobby.
There's a video of Bobby Brown out there where he drops a bag of cocaine on the stage while he's dancing. It's hilarious.
See, I told you, Zeke will remember.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Bobby Brown?
Oh, yes, I did. He picked it up dancing. Yep, I saw that. That was young Bobby. Nah, that was young Bobby right there. That was young wild Bobby. That's what Whitney fell in love with.
Young and wild Bobby?
You better believe it.
615-737-1045. Murphy in the borough. Murph, what's up?
I said.
What's up, Mayor?
Yo,
Slay Dog?
What's up, baby?
I know Mayor's my age, but I don't know, Slay Dog. Did you ever see, talking about somebody perform while they're ill? I still get the goosebumps thinking about Jordan when he had the flu. My
that
goodness,
was it.
what a game.
That was a mean performance right there, boy.
I got to go.
Wow.
I don't know if you get. I don't know if the boss was walking in or what. But guess what?
Is it Popo or boss or
the best thing is you got what you needed out, and we got to intel to run with.
Amazing. I got to go.
Yeah, and I loved it. That's the way you get off the phone.
Zeph, you need to clip that. I got to go.
I love that.
We need to end that to the or add that to the end of the show,
dude.
Before we play Johnny the Poet.
See, guess what?
Go.
Isaiah Victor just posted a game. I'm telling you, we had some games, dog. SEC tournament down here. Hey.
Phoenix says Dennis Rodman. Yeah, he was notorious.
Rodman could get it done.
And he had such a deal with that Bulls team that even if he didn't show up, they were like, okay. They just wanted to get what they could get out of him. And
I'm tell you who else. Wilt Chamberlain.
Another one.
Because he slept with over how many people?
What did he say, 20,000?
It was something crazy, a crazy number. So.
Take a while to get to 20,000.
Man, quite some time in an illustrious career.
Yeah. And, I mean, to get to 20,000 in that number that you're talking about, that will leave vague in case, there's a car full of people.
I wonder how many times musicians do it.
Oh, I mean, Jordan's notorious for having women in every city.
Who?
Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
But to get to 20,000, like that, you got to, most of those have to be one-offs, right? Like you can't.
3-4 a night, like it's, yeah. Yeah. I want to know the artists. I wish I could go not backstage, behind the scenes and watch an artist for a month on a tour.
The Jordan flu game, though, there's so much more to that story than just I know it's known as the Jordan flu game. But look, man, they get in the second half. They were down 9. I just saw the highlights of that game not too long ago. Mm-hmm. They were down 9, and he hit like 2 turnaround jumpers, a 3, another 3, and like just took over. And that's when Utah called timeout, and Scottie Pippen like carried him back to the bench in that famous scene.
Serious.
But he scored 30-something in that game, too.
Yep.
But there may have been some pizza involved. It may or may not have been laced with something from somebody else. And, like, there was a lot of crazy stuff.
Going on.
Yeah.
615. Rod Strickland.
Rod Strickland. 615-737-1045. We didn't get to Callahan. We will do that next.
Let's do that.
3HL 1045 The Zone.
For over 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Brentwood community and everyone else around it. Exceptional style, exceptional deals is something that they have banked on and will continue to do because that is their tradition. That's the culture there. We've been talking about culture. That's their culture. So you should get involved with it. Go to BrentwoodJewelry.com, check it out, and physically go to the store, 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Go get you an engagement ring. Go get your watch. Matter of fact, go get a watch prepared. Not prepared, but repaired. Get one repaired. Or, those heirlooms that are just laying around and you like, I would love to pass that down, but it looks kind of tarnished. Go get that fixed up. Go get it shined up. Pass that down. Let somebody have it from past generation to generation and stay in your family, and it'll be done right. Brentwood Jewelry, they always deliver that way. Now, the watches, you got to understand, this is Nashville's premier timepiece dealer at Brentwood Jewelry. That's a lot. My little words getting together. But BrentwoodJewelry.com.
You finished so fast right there. Come to Dodge Chrysler. You got to go. Come to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Get it done this weekend. Maybe you've been looking around, and if that's the case, you need to include Gupton in your vehicle buying experience and your selection process. If you haven't begun the process, start there because you'll finish there. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Get there this weekend. 24 West or Clarksville exit 35 is only about 9 miles outside the city. Then it's a beautiful drive into the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Springfield, Tennessee. About 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, 3450 Tom Austin Highway. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned, they've got a great inventory, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction based on what you are looking for and what you need. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. Phone number, address, all of it. Inventory right there. GuptonMotors.com. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Get it done this weekend. Go see my friend Daniel Gupton and his crew. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. HL 104.5 The Zone. The live taping of the install coming up tonight at the Analog Room over at the Hutton Hotel. I heard Buck say there were like 3 tickets left.
Oh, that is terrific.
I think they're sold out.
There we go.
Can you get that verified so we can just shout that?
Yeah, because I might buy one now and give it to somebody, the 99th caller.
Okay, the 99th caller. I've answered phones for a
And
while.
you have to process all of them.
I mean,
no, I'll just go, hey, you're caller 1, caller 2, caller 3, and like hang up as I'm going through.
I mean, you got to do your just duty for the people. Zeph, you don't want to miss out, do you?
No, but I will verify.
Yeah, verify that.
For you guys.
So anyway, 250 people in that room, and Greg Cosell and Brian Callahan, head coach of the Titans, going to break down film of these draft picks. And it always goes on to more players, like veteran players and all that stuff. But that'll be a fun event.
Didn't Callahan say Toko said he was bringing his own film?
Yep.
Yeah, you got to love a coach that travels with his own film.
I heard Buck say that, so I told Cosell that, and Cosell didn't know that, and Cosell was very impressed by that.
I knew it was something.
Yeah, Buck said he was up all last night cutting up film.
Who, Buck was?
Buck was cutting film.
Oh, Lord have mercy. He doesn't know what to do with that.
Oh, yeah. I just went on the webpage. It is sold out.
Sold out!
Gun it.
Let's go, Nashville.
I was about to buy somebody something.
You could bring somebody as your +1.
Yeah, nah. Because then you can't leave them. That means you got to take them with you.
Yeah, you can just leave them.
You have dinner with your Uber driver.
Snorting. I did.
You did.
I did, dog. Hey, that is crazy.
In Mississippi, Starkville, Mississippi.
That was the weirdest thing.
I think we've all done that. Like, hey, can you pull through the drive-thru or whatever like this, and I'll get you whatever you want or whatever. But you did it at Waffle House.
Let me break this down for you. Big black guy in Mississippi with white driver sitting down eating at Waffle House at 1 in the morning.
I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This is the weirdest. That was as weird as it could get.
Somebody had to be shooting a reality show or something.
You know what was crazy leading up to it, though? The craziest part is I was Googling places to go and actually drove to a pizza joint, and it was closed. But they were just serving beer. I'm like, what? Like, what are we doing, man?
No food at all?
Yeah, like, why y'all stop serving the pizza? It was like, not many people coming in. Well, where are the people? It's students. This is the middle of the year. This ain't spring break.
So they stopped selling pizza because they didn't want to make any more pizza.
I guess so. So when they closed, I went out and sat on the curb. It took 15 minutes for an Uber to come.
Sat on the curb.
The dude closed up and walked down there. He's like, man, you cool? Like, you need a ride in? And I was like, man, the Uber's supposed to be at any minute.
Oh, my gosh. That brings back so many memories of when my mom was late picking me up after school, man. I'm just sitting there, and the last teacher walks out.
Yeah. And I'm sitting, like, in a little cul-de-sac of college apartments. So it's like one of them, you know how they got the businesses underneath? That's where I was sitting at. So it was wild, man. Good old Starkville, Mississippi.
What did the Uber driver get to eat? Because the other part of that story is you went in, you asked him if he wanted anything to eat because you were just going to bring it to him.
I was going to bring it to him. I didn't know he was going to cut the car off, get in and walk with me. Like, when I got out and he cut the car off, I'm like.
And then you thought he was going to sit at the booth next to you, but he sat with you. What did he order? Do you remember?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I just know that this was like, it wasn't supposed to be no date. Like, it's been set to a You know what would have been extra weird? If he would have slid into the booth with me. On my
the same side?
Like, I would come on, hey, dog, all right, enough. I'm straight. I'm going to call another Uber. Go ahead, man.
I'm going to call another Uber.
Yeah,
take another 30 minutes
I'm straight,
to get here.
dog.
Brian Callahan met with the media yesterday, and he was talking about a lot of things, including how the vets, Ridley and Lockett, will be able to help Cam Ward.
Yeah, it's part of the puzzle. You know, opportunity to have some perspective from a veteran player. You know, obviously you got Calvin as well, who's played quite a bit of football. Those guys, they offer perspective. They offer maybe how to do things, and hey, think about this or think about that. It really does help having veteran players around a young player. For the same reason, it's good to have a guy like Kevin Zeitler in here for the guys up front. You know, guys that have just done it for a long time. They have perspective. They understand what it takes to be successful, and not just for a year, for multiple years of playing at a really high level. And all those guys that you can bring in to help supplement your football team, I think, bring a lot of value.
Like your two draft picks at receiver, and what do you think they bring to the team?
Yeah, we'll see. Like their tape from college, they have definitely things both of them do well that we liked them enough to draft them. And now the next phase begins, and that's the acclimation and beginning points of learning a new offense and a new system, and where we can use them best and how they fit within that group. I think they're going to bring plenty of competition. The group's going to be competitive. I think we got a lot of guys that have skills that we can use. But both of those young players, like all the young players we have, they got a lot of work ahead of them. There's a lot of things that got to get done between now and September, and then even past that, it doesn't ever stop. But those guys definitely have to earn their way through it. They're going to have to learn what to do and how to do it, and then when opportunities come to perform, they're going to have to perform. And I'm looking forward to getting them here and getting to know them and meet with them and see where they're at. But as far as those things go, we'll see.
Speaking of the two rookie wide receivers, DK known for like the vertical threat with the 4-3-4, also crossing routes with him against man-to-man defense. And then Io Manor, he can play outside and inside. Brian Callahan talking about where the two rookies will be lined up on offense.
I think Elix got a flex that kind of really X or Z for us. We'll start him at X, but I think that's flexible. Where I think Chim has an ability to he's really a kind of a 3-hole player. He's got a lot of flexibility, so we're going to have to find what suits him the best. It's for those guys. It's quite a bit of we'll see as they get going. But I do like the flexibility they both have. I think they both have ability to do multiple things. In the offense, and what those things are and how fast they take to it will be the key for them to be able to contribute.
Can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Please.
Why is everybody talking about Mr. Gaddy's all of a sudden?
I don't know, but when I saw it, I had to put in there. The one over by West End was my go-to.
I told you I worked at the one in Green Hills.
Did you?
When I was going to Hillsboro, I worked at Mr. Gaddy's in Green Hills.
They need to bring that back, dog.
They had that Hobart washer. Man.
See, CC's, they try to come with CC's. CC's can't touch Mr. Geddes.
Mr. Gaddy's was. So, for
and
those
that's
that don't know.
Pronunciation, Gaddy's or Geddes?
Gaddy's.
Which one?
Gaddy's.
Yeah, I always say Geddes. I'm going to Mr. Geddes.
The country guy in you.
Yep.
For those that don't know, Mr. Gaddy's in Green Hills was where Nashville is now.
Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Have you not eaten breakfast at Nashville?
Never heard of it.
Oh, we're going.
Nashville?
Nashville.
Like Nashville, but with R.
Yes. Yep. We're getting breakfast at Nashville.
Okay.
That's a spot. Half the time I go in there, I see Vince Gill.
Really?
Yeah.
Nashville. Small.
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 It's across from the YMCA in Green Hills.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Mm-hmm. Over by Wendy's?
Yeah. No, I ain't never seen Nashville. Over by Crow's Nest.
Past it.
Yeah, but I mean that area.
Yeah, that area, yes. You can walk from one to the other. Brian Callahan talking about Levis. Was there any awkwardness with Levis after drafting Ward?
No, I think, my conversation with Will when he left was the same, and we came back was the same. There was no, you don't have to make any crazy conversations. And I think Will's done a really good job of focusing on what he can improve at. And I'm excited to see what that looks like for him, the work he's put in. That's Will's always worked. There's nothing about that. That's always been something he's done. And I think he had a very clear path and what he wanted to accomplish this offseason. And he just spent the time worrying about him. And at the quarterback position in general, that's all you can control. You don't control whether receivers get open. You don't control whether linemen make their blocks, and I think for him, just narrowing his focus on what he can get better at. And I think he's done a good job of that. And I think competition is good for everybody. Competition is good for young players. It's good for veteran players. It keeps their edge. So having guys that can play and compete, I think is a good thing for our football team. It's going to make us better from top to bottom. It'll make those individuals better too, just because they're going to have to come in and perform. And there's always somebody else that's there that could possibly perform better. And I think that's how you get the best out of each position group and ultimately your team.
What would a crazy conversation between Will Levis and Brian Callahan look like?
Coach, why'd y'all draft that guy?
Because you aren't good enough. Would that be a crazy
That's going down
Coach,
crazy lane.
Hey, Coach, do you not believe in me? Because you drafted a guy number 1 overall?
Clearly not.
Yeah.
But you have every right to compete if you're still on this roster.
You can show us.
Yeah.
Well,
show us that we're wrong.
There you
go ahead. Do it.
That's what Buck should have got to come to the install.
Maybe they already did, Will Levis. Maybe they already did have a crazy conversation. Remember the one on the field where Levis got cussed out?
Yeah, that was
hit the open microphones.
That was about as crazy as it should have gotten. Everything should have changed after that, but
they got it out of the way early.
Yeah,
that was the moment Brian Callahan knew he was drafting a quarterback in the first round.
Franchise too.
Jeremy says Nashville is amazing, Slay.
Yeah, I told him I'm a breakfast guy, man. I'm big on that. Like, just ask First Watch how much money they have for me.
Yeah, Nashville's better. And I love First Watch.
First Watch is everywhere.
Boy,
they are everywhere.
Well, do you know how you setting it? Ooh.
I know what I'm doing.
What about better than
Do I look serious?
Absolutely you do. Is it better than Maple Street? Ain't that the name of it? Maple Street Company?
Maple Street Biscuit Company.
Yes. That's a branch of y'all.
Yes, it is.
I've never done that.
Well, your ex-employee.
My ex-employer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done that before. I've never even heard of it. What's the name of this place?
Maple Street Biscuit
Maple
Company.
Street Biscuit Company.
Hey.
Kent says he used to see Bart Durham in Nashville all the time. I'm telling you, man, most of the time when you go in there, you'll see famous people.
Well, they're going to see us.
Do some damage.
You better know it.
Oh, man. All right, more 3HL coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Big Savage, Raone Foster will join us. Also, Dick Girardi, longtime horse racing analyst and reporter. He'll give us some winners on the Kentucky Derby. All that coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Stay tuned, 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Got a tip for you. Talking to you. Yeah, you, parents, sitting right there. The one that's right there looking at the kids. Yes, tell them to listen up. You got a number for them. When they're about to start driving, you got tips for them. And the tip is always have this number handy, 615-242-9000, 615-242-9000. The reason being because accidents happen, especially for new drivers out there. And it's not necessarily their fault. But what is your fault is if you don't have somebody ready to fight for you. That's where Bart Durham Injury Law comes in. Blair Durham and the team, that's exactly what they do. Now, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of times that you have that talk when they're walking out the house. Keep that gas tank full and my number on speed dial. You know life decisions can depend on it. And get that fight ready for you so you can get compensated with what you deserve. How do you do that? Blair Durham and the team, they fight. Put their gloves on, and they don't take no for an answer. So save this number, 615-242-9000, just in case.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. In Vol news today, Tennessee football landed Colorado transfer cornerback Colton Hood out of the portal. The 5'11", 190-pound corner played in all 13 games for the Buffaloes in 2024, totaling 24 tackles, 2 interceptions, and he will have 3 years of eligibility remaining. In NBA news today, the Memphis Grizzlies hired interim head coach Thomas Isolo as the franchise's next head coach. Isolo replaced Taylor Jenkins as interim in late March and is now the first Finnish-born head coach in NBA history. Greg Popovich is stepping down as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs and is transitioning full-time to team president. Popovich is a Basketball Hall of Famer, the NBA's all-time winningest coach, and led the Spurs to 5 championships. The team is now hiring assistant Mitch Johnson as the franchise's next coach. Tennessee baseball back in action tonight with a ranked matchup with Auburn at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Left-handed pitcher Liam Doyle gets a start. First pitch is at 4:30 and will be joined in progress right here on The Zone starting at 5:30. For your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, and your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautifully rainy day in the Music City. It doesn't stop the Woo Girls. There they go, Slay.
Let me see.
In the big bus going down Division.
In traffic, in the rain. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
You don't think the Bachelorettes are worried about getting wet out there?
They ain't got no. They ain't got a roof, but they ain't got no sides. I don't know what you call that.
Hey, man, nothing stops the party in Nashville.
No, it does not. Never will.
Never will. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Dawn Davenport will be back on Monday. She is hanging out with the Beach Volleyball Championships in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
We miss you, Babsy. Have fun.
Especially on today's show. Like,
don't get hurt.
We've had some, like, big boy shows the last couple of days, and today we're kind of off the rails a little bit. But
yeah, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
I meant to tell Babsy don't mess it up. I got to start telling her that when she goes to do stuff.
Because that's what she always tells anybody.
And I hate it.
Because you feel the pressure?
It's like a jinx.
Oh.
Don't screw it up.
So what's going on at her house? Is it just Travis and Hadley?
I got to call and check on my boy. I ain't even thought about that.
He needs some help, man.
I got to get on over there. I don't know what we doing, y'all. Why we leave? Let me check. Let me send a message out now.
It needs to be like a cigar over there or something.
Yeah. See what's going on.
I mean, because that's a wild place over there. Although it's a lot less wild with Babs not there. You know, running over mailboxes, running over snakes.
Yep.
All the Amazon package orders.
Let me see.
Weird things happening with the pool. Babs has had a run.
Yes, she has.
I mean, with all the things she's got going on at the house, the one that gets overlooked the most, I think, and it doesn't need to get overlooked, is when the pool froze and she walked on it trying to, I don't even know what she was trying to do. And then it broke and she fell in.
Yeah, that
into an icy pool.
That's not the right thing to do. Especially when their pool is heated.
We don't spend enough time on that one. 615-737-1045. I meant to bring up some of this stuff yesterday. Talking about red zone opportunities, right? Like, and how to help a young quarterback.
Yeah.
And based on talking to people and reading a bunch of things about two of these guys, I think Io Manor and Gunnar Helm definitely will provide Cam Ward options, right? Like, so Gunnar Helm, Borgonzi talked about him being a savvy route runner, a big savvy route runner, good in the red zone, also provides a quarterback with a big catch radius. So immediately you're thinking about a weapon against a zone defense where he can sit in an open spot, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe like a 3rd and short opportunity, red zone. Everything I hear about Io Manor, too, is that one of his strengths is in the red zone.
Right.
So definitely a point of emphasis in this draft to help the young quarterback.
Yeah, you want to give them security blankets, something that and then like, that's where he is best, when you can get him extending plays, maybe in the red zone, if it's not there immediately, and you got guys that are physical and that can sit down in those pockets to create openings for him to throw the ball to. Even if it's just a spot, you give them an opportunity to get there. So, yeah, that would definitely be, I would think, on the checklist as far as when you're going to get these guys, especially for guys that extend plays.
You want another random note? I was just going through, like, sometimes I'll take screenshots just to so I don't have to write them down and then I can bring them up on the show. But then oftentimes I'll forget to go back in here and look.
Yes.
So I forgot about this one. In the past decade, the Falcons have been fined for, this is from Nate Tice,
okay,
$350,000 and a fifth-round pick for illegal crowd noise.
They pumping it. They doing the Rupp Arena?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Rupp does that?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm asking.
I've heard, like, the lower bowl is filled with octogenarians that maybe it shouldn't be as loud as it is in that place.
Just saying. Loud place.
That's funny. $75,000, $25,000 to head coach for an injury report violation on Bijan Robinson.
What are we doing?
So that's $100,000. $250,000 and fifth-round pick for tampering with Kirk Cousins. Remember that one?
Yes.
$250,000 to the team and $100,000 to the DC for a prank phone call.
This is all within the last year?
Last few years. Falcons, man.
Man,
2 draft picks and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Arthur just got money to burn. Golly. I need to have a little charity since they donate money like this. Wow. That's tough. I mean, listen, if the ATL got to pump artificial noise in, I don't think they should, but it is what it is. You gotta abide by the rules. Bijan Robinson's supposed to be on the list early. Well, quit faking. What are you trying to fake out?
Don't fake the funk.
No, on a nasty dunk.
Did you ever think that, like, when you were playing in an arena, like, how is it this loud in this place?
No, yes.
Like, I'm sitting here looking at the ground. Like,
at Kentucky.
What? That's the only one?
I'm telling you. That's the only one.
Florida was loud just because it was loud.
Because it was loud. It was echoes in there. That's a tough place to play.
You know what was funny about Florida in that back-to-back championship run? They had trouble selling out the second part of that. They did for Tennessee. They did for a couple of games, but they had trouble drawing crowds. Isn't that funny?
Because they were so good. People knew they were going to win.
I guess. And, like, not everybody's like Gator Mike. Gator Mike called in yesterday already talking about next year.
Yeah.
He's moved on.
Come on, Mike. Just enjoy the championship. Mike ready for the next championship.
He is. Chig Okonkwo called Cam Ward a dog yesterday.
Why?
He just said he's a dog.
How you know?
He met him.
Would you like to hear the full conversation about
I would love
Cam
to.
Ward?
Yeah.
I don't care, but Slay does. So.
Yeah, I didn't get to hear it.
All right, this is Jake Okonkwo talking about Cam Ward yesterday.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a very big thing. I mean, you see like all the great teams that have quarterbacks that have been there for a long time. So with Cam coming in, we expect that from him, and he definitely is going to do it for us.
What are your thoughts on watching him play? What he can bring?
Oh, it's awesome. He just brings that element, of a dog. You just got a dog in that position. I think, I've seen the video of, like the viral video of him and Shador training and stuff. And you just see the things he says, the way he carries himself. He just kind of has like all the intangibles that you want in that position. And those are the things that really carries you in that position, because that's the hardest position to play in the league. So you really got to have the mind for it.
Have you gotten to talk with him yet?
I talked to him one time in the cafeteria when he came.
What do you remember from that conversation?
It's just really chill, calm personality, calm dude. I think he's perfect to lead the team.
What's it going to take for a rookie QB to win over a locker room and a bunch of vets?
I feel like he's already done it. Being the number one pick, I feel like we're all very excited. We're all very excited for him to come in. So honestly, I feel like he's already done that, in our perspective.
All right, before you get to that, I'm going to respond to this real quick on YouTube. Jay Fussell51. It's Cameron with a string of exclamation points. When we had him on the show at 6th and Peabody, I sat right next to him, and the first thing I asked him was, do we call you Cam or Cameron? He said Cam.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Jay Fussell.
Jay Fussell, you gotta tune into the shows. You would have heard the man say it with his own from the horse.
If you want to go back and listen to it, it's on the 104.5 The Zone YouTube page or anywhere where you get your podcast under the 3HL name.
Attaboy.
Thank you, Zell.
I like how you did it kind of in a little radio voice, too. Like, wherever you get your podcast.
This is what I got to say to fans. I said this on RKW this morning. Like, I understand people saying temper expectations and things of that nature. Why? That's what I want to know. Like, what temper them for what? I can understand if we were talking about the Titans' first-round pick. The Titans' first-round draft pick. If this was the 17th pick or the 10th pick or so forth and so on, yes, I understand. Now we got to wait and see. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the number 1 overall pick. It ain't no temperament. That ain't no hold on and wait and see. Man, that's what comes with being the number 1 overall pick. Out of how many rounds is it? 7?
7 rounds.
How many players get drafted? 300 something?
257, I believe.
257.
There's compensatory picks, so I don't remember.
So cool. So 250 plus guys get picked. You're getting the number 1 of all those guys. And you're supposed to say, you know what? Let's wait. Let's hold on. And then you hear how his peers talk about him. Hey, man. Listen, I was right there till the pick was made. Till the week of the pick. It's like, hold on. I told
you that would happen.
You said it.
Yeah. When they draft a quarterback, number 1, everybody, even the dissenters, will be filled with hope.
Yeah, but it's so many of them, too, that I'm hearing saying, oh, no, we got to wait and see. No, we don't. This ain't the first pick in the second round.
I just think there are some personality types that are like that are scared to get excited because they don't want to be let down. I'm not that guy.
And then you don't have a guy that's shying away from it.
Yeah.
He's accepting all of the smoke. And it's been like, come on, man, let's go.
We've talked about this a lot, though, because I think you miss the ride if you are waiting to get excited because you don't want to get let down. Like,
let me down.
Who cares if you get let down?
Yeah, pick me back up.
Life's full of all of that.
Yeah, it's full of pick-me-ups, too.
Yeah.
You can get let down or picked up.
Jay Fussell says he loves the show, listens every day. He was just looking at the roster. Yeah, we weren't coming at you. I'm just saying.
No, I want to know how you missed that then if you listen to the show. That's what I want to know.
That's true, but part of why I wanted to address that is a lot of people say that because we went through that phase where it looked like he just wanted to be called Cameron during the draft out of respect for his mother.
Yep. He said, I would like to be announced as Cameron Ward.
Right, which led to some confusion. Yep. Does he want to be Cameron in the NFL? Which is exactly why we asked him when he was on the show.
Bingo.
So out of his mouth, he said Cam.
Yeah.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Ooh, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. When we come back, Big Savage, Raone Foster next, 1045 The Zone. United Structural Systems, this is your company if you need foundation repair work or you have questions about foundation repair or waterproofing. Also, these are your experts. United Structural Systems, a foundation repair and waterproofing company that has served the Middle Tennessee area since 1994. USS serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. Give them a call, 615-488-7855. USSTN.com. When it comes to large home repairs, a lot of times we homeowners pretend you don't see the warning signs. You are maybe afraid that you're going to hear something you don't want to hear. This is especially true with waterproofing and foundation repair. It could be something big that needs to be fixed. It could be a small problem now that will become bigger, or it could be nothing. Bottom line, you don't know, and you certainly don't want to be sold something you don't need. So peace of mind, that is what United Structural Systems will offer you, and as well as the work and the expertise and all of those things. Over 30,000 100% satisfied residential customers. So waterproofing an issue. It is pouring right now. So if you've got standing water in your crawl space, musty odors, cracks in your basement flooring, hardwood floors coupling, your house may be trying to tell you something. Putting off a moisture issue in your home is bad for your health, could lead to more expensive repairs down the road. Homeowners trust USS, keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS 615-488-7855, serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. Online, USSTN.com.
What's happening? Got a tip for you. Talking to you. Yeah, you, parents, sitting right there. The one that's right there looking at the kids. Yes, tell them to listen up. You got a number for them. When they're about to start driving, you got tips for them. And the tip is always have this number handy, 615-242-9000, 615-242-9000. The reason being because accidents happen, especially for new drivers out there. And it's not necessarily their fault. But what is your fault is if you don't have somebody ready to fight for you. That's where Bart Durham Injury Law comes in. Blair Durham and the team, that's exactly what they do. Now, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of times that you have that talk when they're walking out the house. Keep that gas tank full and my number on speed dial. You know life decisions can depend on it, and get that fight ready for you so you can get compensated with what you deserve. How do you do that? Blair Durham and the team, they fight, put their gloves on, and they don't take no for an answer. So save this number, 615-242-9000, just in case.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Here's what's going to happen in this segment. We're going to talk with Big Savage, Raone Foster, for a little bit. Then we're going to talk horse racing, Kentucky Derby with Dick Girardi from Bet Online. All in one segment.
Let's get it on.
All right, Marvin Gaye. Big Savage, Raone Foster. You feeling better, bro?
I am, man. I went to work, man, today. Do we even call it work? But speaking of do we call it work, I was told to deliver a message to one Ron Slay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Savage, it's from Rand Carthon, and he said he probably listened to the show right now, and he needs another go at the Boomer Room because he got a lot more other things to answer. Then he felt like your questions were weak as hell, is what he said.
Weak as hell questions.
Hey, you know what?
RC.
You tell Rand, we gonna make that happen. No, don't even
listening.
Yeah, well, you listen here, Rand. You listen here, you Florida Gator, you. And ever since y'all done won this little championship, this mythical championship that y'all won in basketball that nobody count. You just been full of it, but that's okay. We shall see you in the Boom Boom Room really soon, sir.
You know, I ain't gonna say like he said it wasn't like the Boom Boom Room, more like the Pop Room.
Here's what Rand needs to do. Rand needs to call in and deliver his own message to Slay Dog.
No, that was good enough. I like the message. I ain't gonna shoot the message. I accept the message from the messenger. This will be. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Okay. I got a message to deliver you, Savage. That's funny that you would have one to deliver for me.
That's crazy. The mail just got delivered.
It's wild, man. So I had a little birdie tell me, man, like it was only a couple people that showed up to his wedding and then somebody RSVP'd and didn't even show at their wedding. That would be from our producer, Joseph Bonanno.
Yes, I do know that, and I still have to now listen. Is everything okay if I still send him and his new wife a gift from the gift registry?
Does that make everything okay, Zeph Dog?
I'm sure Zeph can answer.
What is
he doing?
Sorry, I'm trying to fix logs back here because baseball got delayed until 7 Eastern.
6 Central, yeah. So we will go to 6 today.
I am on the phone with our boss, Paul Mason, doing some work. So
okay.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Well, the message was passed along. That's all I can do.
So
he ain't got to accept your little gift.
Savage,
a little me.
Savage, you know how Dawn Davenport gets with offensive linemen that come from the lower schools. She's not here today, but I did want to ask you about Jackson Slater, 6'3", 311 pounds, offensive guard from Sacramento State. They think he can play center in the NFL as well. So, number one, I guess, how important is that swing offensive lineman that can go from either guard position and center? And then his stats in college, I get Sacramento State, but 877 pass snaps in the last 2 years and no sacks allowed?
Yeah, that's required. That's just highly required when you playing at a lower level like that and you want to consider yourself an NFL player. It's like you got to be way above everybody else. And that's what he displayed right there as it pertains to, like, why you draft a guy like that and how you justify it also. But here's the other thing, too. He showed up at the Senior Bowl. He held his own against guys like Walter Nolan and others, too. It's not like he's just a charity case for the Titans or anything like that. He's the guy that can actually play ball. Now, I say play ball because here's the thing, too. If he's one of those types of dudes, man, that gets in, that show that he can elevate his level of play again in the NFL against like all NFL caliber players, then you stole one, is what I like to say. There is a scout somewhere inside the Titans facility that's saying to themselves, yeah, that's my pick right there. And there's a whole lot of pride that goes in there, Mayor, with those types of guys, man. But I do think that's a huge part of it, too. You asked me, like, can he play center also, that position flexibility? Mayor, he's going to be required to. There's only 7. Most teams only dress 7 on game day. And for most of us that's coming into the league that's not first-round guys or not, a typecast, like you 6'7", man, 315, like you're a tackle. For the most part, you got other guys that got to be tackle guard tackle, guard center guard. And that's where you get your foot in the door at. Like, it's kind of like Ron Slay. You remember when he went to the University of Tennessee? He was a 6th man coming off the bench and loved that role. Then you morph yourself into a starter. It's just a natural progression of how you really just cut your teeth in the NFL for a lot of guys. especially offensive linemen, because the 5 starters that you have are the guys that you want to roll with legitimately through the rest of the year. So being that swing guy that can come in and close out the game, let's say Lord Cushenberry's done for the day and you got to have him come in and finish the game out and get some good quality reps. Those are the things you're looking for. Putting him in an extra tight end set if they choose to go big. My first NFL plays was actually extra tight end against Cincinnati. And I was a nervous wreck. Do you understand? It was on the road, man. It was Cincinnati. It was a division game.
So were you run blocking or did you run a route?
Oh, no, it was all run blocking, man. They cut my hands off in college, okay? I was only blocking only. Last time I caught a touchdown was in high school that somebody actually threw to me. So, yeah, they cut my hands off there. We weren't doing that anymore. But what it is, though, man, they put you in those types of situations right there to see if you can handle it. And I ended up getting my blocks, man, ended up walling guys off and stuff like that. But you want to be a part of that 7 on game day. It really justifies your just certification to the NFL, man. That's a big step for guys to be, especially on the O-line, to be position flexible like that.
Savage, let me ask you this, man. With a guy like Cam Ward coming in, you had an opportunity to come into a situation where the quarterback was being established. What's the challenge of a quarterback coming in and trying to establish himself with a new culture and that number 1 pick tag as Cam Ward is? Because you hear Chig, talk about him, saying he's a dog just from meeting him one time. Watch the videos with him and Shador, the way he conducts himself, carries himself. He's so calm. Like, what's the challenges of him coming in and being able to get settled in and kind of take the team by the reins?
Man, fly low and make all that true. Like, fly low, what I mean by that is, the announcement's already been made. You are round 1, pick 1. There's no other announcements need to be made. The expectation of what you're supposed to do was made on draft night. So you ain't got to say much and then make everything true. If you are that dog, show me. Like, I know you and Shador had y'all thing going on, but, like, you got to show me this because I know this for a fact. I don't care if you was a first-round center, a first-round tackle, first-round D tackle, first-round linebacker. When you walk inside those walls of that NFL facility and walk yourself out on that practice field, there is a veteran. There is a second-year guy trying to dog you out to see if you really got it. And you know what I mean by it too, Savage. Like, do you really have it? Because the only thing that really satisfies a veteran in the NFL is if you pay for him something nice, okay, that's off the side, or you can play ball. Like, that's one thing I love about the NFL, just sports in general. Like, guys can have these, legendary tales that people tell about how cold they are, but you ain't nothing until you prove it to me. You ain't nothing until you come in and, hey, I done picked you off in practice if you Cam Ward, and then you come back the next day and dice me up. Like, that's where the respect and establishment come in into who you are and why we should believe in you. Because, again, we went through this whole little rigmarole last year of, just trying to believe in what Levis was. And I'll say this time around, I don't think a locker room is just going to, be, believe in the hype just because, hey, in a controlled environment of practice, you make 1 or 2 plays. No. I don't think that's going to be the case, man. I think whoever is going to be the quarterback or just the new regime that these guys are trying to put themselves into, like, the talk is done. There's been a lot, there's going to be a lot of fanfare that comes with Cam Ward. You mentioned that this morning on our show, Savage. Like, you was just like, man, like, screw tempering the expectations. Like, this city has round 1, pick 1, like the same as Chicago did, the same as doggone Carolina had a few years back. Like, this comes along with it. So the best way for him to get to that point is to make plays, man. Listen, I see Asante Samuel and Antonio Brown going at it now on social media, man. Hot stuff if y'all ain't seen it, by the way. But Asante had a point to be made. Like, he said something, Mike Tomlin, baby, and Pittsburgh locker room did this, and that, or whatever, as far as, like, pacifying AB by. And you know what I would say? There's probably some truth to that.
Right.
But you know what else I also tell Asante? And nobody in the world make plays like Antonio Brown did. Like there's a lot to be tolerated, Savage, Mayor, listeners, when guys carry talent. Like, I'll say it on the local side of it. Why was Pac-Man Jones allowed to come back into the league?
Talent.
because nobody possesses a talent like he does, right? Why do guys come into the NFL with like pre-draft issues? Or, I mean, you got Henry Ruggs right now talking about he's working out. There's going to be a team that allow him to try out. I don't know if they're going to sign him, but he going to try out for a team or two. It's just the way I look at that situation, man. Like, people play this, this high road all the time with how, like, I don't want my team to look this certain type of way. Can he play ball, sir?
Right.
I mean, ultimately win games. That's
man,
that's
because jobs and careers and economies during the seasons are dependent upon that type of stuff, man.
That's it. Raone Foster with the quick Friday visit. Have a great weekend, man. Good to hear from you. Love you.
Hey.
Glad you're feeling better.
No doubt. Appreciate you guys. Peace.
All right, Savage.
Get that Ram.
Yeah, don't you worry. I know what to do.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
There he goes, Raone Foster. You can hear him, RK Dub, weekday mornings right here on 104.5 The Zone.
Sending shots.
6 to 10. Dick Girardi joins us, longtime horse racing analyst and reporter. Joins us courtesy of betonline.ag. Check out BetOnline for the most up-to-date odds and props on the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. Dick, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, man. Derby Eve. What could be better, right?
Derby Eve. What are we looking at weather-wise? I haven't even looked. It's pouring in Nashville, Tennessee, but clearly the race is not run here.
Right. So they just had a massive storm come through Louisville. It was a really nice day, and they came through, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. And for like a good 30, 45 minutes, they had to actually slow down the card today. The Kentucky Oaks is coming up in a little bit.
Yeah.
But the turf course after that was still pretty firm. The main track is sloppy, but they'll have it fast by tomorrow. But the question is, are we getting more rain tomorrow? There's some question about whether there could be some in the morning at Churchill in Louisville, but man, the forecast has changed so many times. I don't really know what to make of it, but I'm hoping for the fans and all the people that it'll be a nice day tomorrow. We'll have a fast track.
His mutter was a mutter. I always think about Seinfeld with that deal. But so if it doesn't rain anymore, they have the ability to get it fast before race time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it could even be muddy at like 1:00 tomorrow, and if there's no more rain. Church, they work wonders with that track. They could have Derby fast by post-up.
That's incredible. Big story, obviously, Bob Baffert back at the Derby after 3 years of being out. What do you think about his chances?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Citizen Bull. Now, remember, he had two horses. He also had Rodriguez, who was scratched yesterday. He had some kind of an issue that just didn't feel comfortable running, and they think they may be able to run him in the Preakness in 2 weeks. But Citizen Bull was the 2-year-old champ last year. He won the Breeders' Cup. I just don't think he's progressed any at 3. He seems like he's about the same. And the horses that win these kind of races typically progress from 2 to 3. He's got the 1 post. Now, normally you would think that's a disadvantage in the Derby because all the field might come over on top of you. But Citizen Bull's a fast horse. They're going to try to go for the front. So the 1-hole actually is not a bad deal. The question is, are there going to be others that are out there battling with him, and it's going to have to go too fast, too soon?
So in order, what's more important, trainer, jockey, horse?
Horse by like a mile.
Yeah.
And then trainer, then jockey.
Okay.
The jockey typically only sees the horse on race day. The trainer is obviously there every day with the horse. And if the horse is no good and the horse isn't fast, there's no trainer or jockey that's going to make him fast.
Love it. Tell us about journalism. It's interesting doing what we do. Journalism, publisher. I mean, it's kind of a theme going in terms of the names of these horses. But tell us about journalism.
Yeah, maybe we have the journalism publisher exact, and newspapers will make a comeback. It'd be like a throwback weekend at the Derby. Look, journalism is the deserving favorite. He's won 4 straight races. He won the 2 break prep races in California, the San Felipe and then the San Antonio Derby. His speed figures are the best of the crew. He's got a number of ways to run. He's fast enough that he should get a decent position, but he's also the kind of horse that can once he starts rolling, I mean, he's got big acceleration. So, yeah, I really like him. In fact, it's the most confident I've been in my Derby picks since Justify in 2018.
Oh, wow.
I just think he's better than these horses, and I think he's going to prove it tomorrow. Michael McCarthy is the trainer. He's not a household name because he hasn't won that many of the big races yet. He did win the Preakness a couple years ago with Rombauer, but he's terrific. He's a longtime assistant to Todd Pletcher, and he's kind of got a story on his own here. He lives in one of the towns in L.A. that got absolutely crushed by the wildfires in January. Altadena, which is very close to Santa Anita. He and his family have not been able to go back to his house since early January, so he's been living with his in-laws. The good news is his house is still standing. The bad news is the neighborhood is just wiped out.
Oh, man. Dick Girardi with us talking about the Kentucky Derby. All right, so our show horse is actually, I think, the longest shot of long shots. Render Judgment, and I'll tell you why. Our co-host, who is not here, Dawn Davenport, she's covering beach volleyball for ESPN2 currently, but we like Render Judgment because that's what she does all day. And then also the romantic story with regard to R.I.P. Toby Keith. The quote was, "It was Toby's dream to have this happen."
Yeah, no, and I think that's one of the reasons the horse is in the race. I mean, he really hasn't done that much. He's earned his way in. He's gotten enough points, but Kenny McPeak, the trainer, said, look, we want to honor Toby Keith's memory. We want this horse. He wanted this horse to run in the Derby. We're going to go for it. So, yeah, that's one of the cool things about the Derby. There's going to be 19 in, assuming there's no more scratches. But there's 19 stories, right? There's a story that goes with all these horses.
Yep.
And Render Judgment certainly has a great story, having been owned by the late, great Toby Keith.
So I like American Promise and Burnham Square. Should I?
Burnham Square for sure. I'm a big fan, and I actually like the 8-9 exacta. That's journalism over Burnham Square. I thought his workout was the best of any of the final works. I'm not as sold on American Promise, but it is Wayne Lucas, the ageless 89-year-old, going for Derby number 5. And I'll give you a little prop bet from betonline.ag. I like journalism not only to win, but to win by a lot. Okay. One of the prop bets is the winning distance over under a length and a half. I'm going to promote over a length and a half. And the good news is, even if I'm wrong about journalism, I don't think I am wrong. If I am, you get the other 18 horses too. Any of them wins by a length and a half, you also cash that bet at BetOnline.
You should not be wrong about journalism because you spent your life as a newspaper man. So you should know everything about this horse, and I trust you vehemently. Zeph, our producer, has a question about a horse.
Yeah.
So I have really grown attached to Chunk of Gold. I don't know if it's because I think the name is going to make me a lot of money, or if because there's a relationship with Slay over there with Chunky Junkie. We're not going to get into that. But what do you think about Chunk of Gold coming in this race?
Look, he's 30-1 on the line. He ran second in the Louisiana Derby, second in the Risen Star. Those are the two big prep races at the fairgrounds, the racetrack in New Orleans. Here's what's fascinating. This horse originally purchased for $2,500.
Wow.
Sandman and Baeza were each purchased for $1.2 million. So, yeah, he's the classic. I mean, he's been bought for more than that since then.
Yeah.
But the original selling price was $2,500. So, yeah, how cool is that? And the horses won almost $350,000. Hey, look, it's when Rich Strike can win at 80-1 3 years ago, I'm not going to tell you Chunk of Gold can't win.
Lots of great stories with these horses, man. Always appreciate you hopping on, and we'll do it in advance of Preakness and Belmont as well. Thank you, man.
Look forward to it. Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yep, Dick Girardi coming on courtesy of betonline.ag. Check out BetOnline for the most up-to-date odds and props on the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. You don't want any part of Chunk of Gold?
No, I'm going to let Zeph have that one. Just cut us in, Zeph, if you take care of it, though.
Render Judgment. Literally the longest odds of any horse. That's what we're rolling with. All right, 3HL, more next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? You know what time it is. It's time for you to get inside of the gym and get some real-life training going on. You need to get cut in and get it going. How do you get it going? You got to get the vertical gyms, man. It's going down tomorrow, and the problem is that if you don't understand why you should be there, then you got a problem. That's the problem in itself. So you hustle over. I'll be there for the ribbon cutting, and when that happens, just understand this. Hey, it's time to get active. It's time for you to get your kids in there, understand that they're developed, and know that it will be going down at 9 a.m. That's where the ribbon cutting will be. I'll be there from 8:30 to 10:30, so get there, hang around, and it's dedicated to getting kids in the game. Play above the rim, rise above the rim with the training that'll have a full basketball performance and skill training center. The address is 2328 Jackson Downs Boulevard. Meet me there or beat me there. Either one, I'll be there. 2328 Jackson Downs Boulevard. Vertical gyms, rise above the rim.
All right, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Pella is celebrating 100 years in business this year. What does that mean for you? Well, that means that you know it's a company you can trust. You know it's a company that does things right. And there's no way in the world they'd be around for 100 years if they didn't. Lifetime warranties on all of their windows and doors. And on top of that, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville also backs their work up with warranty and offers a 10-year labor warranty, which is leading in the industry. They have the staff in place to support you, the customer. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville are the best. I've used them and actually are just adding another new door to the house. Also, they want to give you a deal. The Dawn deal is what we call it. We change it every month, and this month, couple days left, 55% off qualifying installations and no interest if paid in full within 12 months. No promo payments due, plus an additional $250 off of your order. This one's the best one yet. New doors, new windows, you need them. Now's a great time. Schedule a free consultation online. Just go to PellaNashville.com.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay with you.
What up?
So, Dick Girardi loves journalism to win, and to win by a lot. He said more than a length and a half. Will you call
Can
him?
we bet on it?
Will you call him back and ask him if because he loves him to win by a lot? I wonder how close to Secretariat's time does he think he's going to get? Would you ask him that? I meant to ask him that. And he loves Burnham Square.
Can we bet on it?
Not
like
on,
him to win?
Not on FanDuel.
Oh.
I don't think. Unless you can. You've been able to find stuff that I can't sometimes.
Sometimes I go to the search, though.
Yeah, that's where I went.
It might not be. If it ain't in there, it ain't going to.
But Bob Baffert back in the Derby after 3 years, and it's a cool story with Toby Keith. It was Toby's dream, is the quote, to have his horse in the Kentucky Derby, and rendered judgment is that horse 66-1 last time I looked, which is the longest shot of long shots. What was that?
Yeah.
You going to church?
Yeah, time.
Well, it's always time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tennessee picks up a cornerback transfer, Colton Hood from Colorado, 5'11", 190. I watched his tape.
Look good?
Yeah. Before we get too far into that, what did he say about journalism?
He said he doesn't really want to venture a guess out there until he sees the early card tomorrow, can see how fast or slow the track is playing. But if he had to say something, he would say probably not very likely.
Well, I would guess.
Hey,
yes.
He told you all that on the phone?
Yes, he did.
That was real.
Pretty good.
That was journalism right there.
That's exactly what it was.
With a capital
Look,
J.
I wrote notes down from this conversation.
You did, sir.
Shorthanded it.
Dude.
That's real journalism.
Have y'all ever seen that Secretariat run at the Kentucky Derby? It is crazy. Wow. There was a horse that hung with him for a minute for pretty good ways. And then, when he turned it on, he turned it the hell on. Over. Not even in the same screen.
You know what I've never done? Never watched any of these horse movies.
They're incredible. All of them.
All of them.
Just pick one.
Anyone.
The one about Secretariat's great.
Yeah.
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
See, that's a Disney movie that I've seen that you haven't seen. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not animated.
No, it's not.
Is that the one with Tobey Maguire in it?
Yeah, one of them is. I think that one is the one.
So what is it? Seabiscuit, Secretariat?
Secretariat, supposedly, Secretariat's heart was like 1,000 times larger than a normal horse's heart, so it could pump blood through his
Secretariat was been cheating.
He wasn't even genetically cheating.
Yeah, but ain't that cheating?
I had
You want a list of racehorse movies?
That's what I'm just looking up.
Hang on real quick. You met this guy at one of our events not too long ago, Bob Lawson. He was the principal at Hillwood High School for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And his kids went to Hillsborough with me. So that's how I knew him. But I became friends with him. Like, typically speaking, when I was a kid, I became better friends with the parents than I was, like, some girl I was dating or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it worked with me. But anyway, so I became friends with him. And he came up to us. And so Bob Lawson was at the Kentucky Derby was it 1973 for Secretariat? 73 or 74.
For the movie?
No, for the actual horse. For the actual race. Not only did you say for the movie, you started to Google it before I even answered.
The 1973 Kentucky Derby.
There you go, 1973. So Bob Lawson, he said he was in the infield that day for the Kentucky Derby, and he saw Secretariat's tail go by, he said. Like, because the infield at the Kentucky Derby is like one big mosh pit of party. Just party.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times you don't see the actual races.
Tail.
He saw the tail, yeah. You said you had horse movie. So horse movie night, is that getting everybody ready for the Derby?
I guess. There are, when I searched racehorse movies, I got about 56 results.
I'm right here with you.
So Seabiscuit, Secretariat, Racing Stripes. I've seen Racing Stripes.
What is that? A zebra acting as a horse?
It's a zebra acting as a horse, yeah.
What?
Yeah, you've never seen that?
See,
He's wearing a blue and yellow. That one's a kid movie.
Slay could pick the plot out based on that title.
Oh, yeah, I'm out. Yeah,
first Saturday in May, 50-1, Ride Like a Girl, Dream Horse.
Ride Like a Girl.
Another Seabiscuit. There's like 3 Seabiscuit movies. No, 2 Seabiscuit movies.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Legendary racehorse. One of them was only 51 minutes.
The movie about Secretariat's really good. But how about the story of Chunk of Gold was initially sold for $2,500?
That's my guy right there.
Can you imagine if the $2,500 horse won?
He's got the heart.
Yeah.
So does this guy. Titans head coach Brian Callahan talking about Traylon Burks the other day. Once Traylon Burks is healthy, he has to come in and make plays. He's shown flashes, just has to be more consistent. He felt Burks really improved last year from offseason to training camp, but didn't start the way he wanted and then had the injury.
I ain't mad at that.
I mean, that's pretty factual.
Yeah, I ain't like
Actual and factual.
I ain't mad at none of that. Yeah, I'm still able to wear the Burks jersey. The Jerks jersey. The Burks jersey.
Mm-hmm. So had he said something different, you might not wear the jersey?
No, I might be mad at Callahan and let him know about himself tonight.
What would if he had to say to make you upset?
What do you that's neither here nor there because it didn't happen.
Like Burks can't play. He's
yeah,
not
like
good.
no, whatever it is, I can't fathom it because it didn't happen.
Yes or no, Slay mentions Traylon Burks to Brian Callahan
100%.
at some point tonight.
110%. I'm putting the over.
Why would I do such a thing?
Hey, Coach, I can already see it. He's up on stage. Hey, Coach, what about my dog, Traylon? Well,
yeah, because there are
for
questions from the crowd, and sometimes the mic ends up in,
but he knows
nefarious places.
He knows that's my guy, so I ain't even really got to mention that.
You don't?
No,
do you
he knows
think he'll bring it up to you before you bring it up to him?
It's a possibility. He could probably ask me if he hasn't seen him in the last 24 hours, how's his rehab coming?
So are you the opening guest monologue guy for this event tonight?
And a spokesperson and representative of Traylon Burks.
Are you going to wear the jersey?
I was thinking about it.
Do you have the jersey?
Why would I have the jersey?
That's a good point.
We'll be right back. History had the gold rush, then came the oil boom, then the tech boom. But right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and the Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Streaming, booming. Gaming, booming. Video calls, booming. Even when your boss schedules a meeting that definitely could have been done by email. And now you can get Xfinity Internet and mobile together all in one plan. It's the ultimate power couple. Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile gives you a faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go, so your Wi-Fi is booming wherever you are. Now through June 23rd, new customers can get 400 megabit Xfinity Internet with free equipment and unlimited internet data, and get one unlimited 5G mobile line included, all in one plan, all for $40 a month for 1 year. So whether you're working, watching, or panning for Wi-Fi gold, one thing's for sure, Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with store bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees are extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of data usage. Data thresholds vary. After 1 year, rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply to all services up to $143 a month. Actual speeds vary.
Mother's Day. Don't screw it up. I'm going to help you on how you won't screw it up. And that's with Aura Frames. Maybe you have a family member who lives far away. Mom, grandma, even dad or a sibling. And when you miss them, you want to see pictures and videos, right? Well, that's exactly what Aura Frames gives you. And they have a great deal for Mother's Day. It's the best gift ever. Limited time listeners, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. Get $35 off plus free shipping on the best-selling Carver mat frame. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.com. Use promo code ZONE. Terms and conditions apply.
Good afternoon. It is 5:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from 104.5 The Zone Studios. Tennessee football landed Colorado transfer cornerback Colton Hood out of the portal. He played in all 13 games for the Buffaloes in 2024, totaling 24 tackles, 2 interceptions, and will have 3 years of eligibility remaining. In NBA news today, the Grizzlies hired interim head coach Thomas Isalo as the franchise's next head coach. Isalo replaced Taylor Jenkins as interim in late March and is now the first Finnish-born head coach in NBA history. Also, Greg Popovich stepping down as head coach of the Spurs and transitioning full-time to team president. He is the winningest coach in NBA history and led the Spurs to 5 championships. That team is hiring assistant Mitch Johnson as the franchise's next head coach. Tennessee baseball back in action tonight. Maybe. Game's been delayed due to weather over there in Knoxville. Current start time is scheduled for 7 p.m., but not sure if that's going to hold tight as rain continues to move in. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. If you're new to the show, I say that every day because every day your feet hit the ground is a beautiful day. And if you're with us, then your feet did hit the ground today, and that's a very joyous thing. And we're glad to have you.
And Babsy would say, man.
Yeah. Babsy pays attention to the weather. That defines days to her.
It does. Absolutely does.
And I get like a lot of rain, like, you know, a rainy day or 2 days in a row of rain. I'm fine. I get it when it's like a week straight or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think you could be affected.
We done had, what, 2 days?
What happened yesterday?
We had a little rain.
Did we?
Yep. Huh. In the morning.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
See, that's how important it is.
It happens.
It does. Rod Slay is here, y'all.
I'm in the building. Car ain't got no roof.
Man, you're slamming that water bottle down.
I'm doing like Tyler Lockett.
He was pounding the podium as he was talking.
Right. Yeah, like this. It was very annoying.
Play a Tyler Lockett cut.
Yeah,
why the Titan? This is cut number 13 on your list, Zeph Dog, as you're looking through this lengthy. We also have May or May Not Be Funny today.
Oh, wow.
And it involves Jameis Winston. And I don't think what he says is actually funny. It's just like.
It's Jameis, so everything he does is funny.
It's just, you know, why, Jameis? Why? You know what I mean? And then I thought it was funny that everybody was buying in, but you'll see. We'll do it here in a second. But this is Tyler Lockett on Why the Titans.
I was talking to Jim yesterday, and a lot of people didn't know this, but, I actually grew up a Titans fan when I was younger, and I'm not just, saying that. I actually went to the Titans versus Baltimore playoff game. It was my mom, my best friend, Dante, and I want to say his mom as well, and we drove all the way up to Nashville, stayed over there by Vanderbilt, and we went to the game, so I was a fan of, Vince Young, fan of Finnegan. That was one of my favorite cornerbacks to watch because he always got into a fight every single time.
He's got a little Avery Johnson.
Linebacker was Bullock. You had Albert Haynesworth, who was nasty at the defensive tackle, and I even watched Britt at receiver. So, and the other person, you obviously can't forget Vince Young and Chris Johnson, but even Griffin. It was just fun. So ever since Vince Young got drafted, I was always trying to keep up with Tennessee and stuff, and that was pretty much after my dad ended up playing in the league. So when he was done, I started to navigate the Tennessee, and then after that, I just started watching more college.
11 years in the league, Tyler Lockett. Going on year 12. Yeah. He sounds like a young guy to me.
Listen, he looks like a young guy.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he noticed that he was pounding the podium as he was speaking the entire time?
Mm-mm. That's some people's comfort zone. Like, some people grip it. Like, you can see their hands, their knuckles turn white. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people different. Like, I hate standing behind the podium. I step from around it every time for some reason and start walking.
Like Kane on Kung Fu?
Yeah, I just hate being behind the podium. Because I feel like you're supposed to be reading something if you're behind the podium.
Yeah, like you're almost like you're lecturing someone, and I don't ever want to lecture.
Yeah, I'd rather walk, you know what I mean, and be like, hey, man, let me talk to you. Let me make sure I talk to y'all, too. Okay, everybody. I got a little conversation coming up soon.
A conversation?
Mm-hmm. With
who?
It's not a lot of people.
Oh.
It's not a speaking. So mine are not speaking engagements. It's just a conversation. Like you say.
So you ask for a back and forth?
Yep, at the end.
No. I mean, are you on stage alone? Or do you have another guy asking you questions?
I will at the end.
Okay.
I can't tell if you're talking about tonight or not.
No, not tonight. But tonight you'll see me walking around on the stage.
You may have your drink in your hand tonight.
I most definitely always will have my drink in my hand. I feel like Martin Lawrence when I'm a bell.
You do?
Yep. That's why I be walking like that.
How about Cam Ward? Cam Ward just fell right into everything that you hold dear to your heart.
It was beautiful.
It was meant for you to be a fan of this guy.
It was.
Because you tried to resist for a long time.
I did. Mm-hmm.
But you asked 5 people you'd have dinner with, which is a large number.
It is.
And one of them was Larry Bird, which is funny because Taylor Zarzar compared his competitiveness to Larry Bird. Mm-hmm. Zarzar said, I know this is going to sound weird, but I compare it to Larry Bird. Then he went through why.
Mm-hmm.
And he also mentioned Martin Lawrence, who is your favorite entertainer.
Yep. The old Martin. This one, I can't figure out what's going on with Martin. I don't know if he had a stroke or some.
What was the last movie I saw him in?
Bad Boys.
Yeah. I thought he was good now.
No, he was. It was much better in that. He wasn't, He wasn't Bad Boys 1 or 2, though.
What is this conversation thing you got going? Or can you say?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like Boys and Girls Club or something?
Nah, this one, I got that one too. But
you do?
I got to find it. Who sent me this?
Not me, clearly.
It's crazy. It's in 2 weeks.
No, you looked up and to the right. You know the body language for that. You're looking for the truth.
I can't find it. I'm looking for the man. This is crazy.
615-737-1045 at the RHL.
Oh, my guy
on Twitter. You know the guy,
David Payne. You know
David Payne. Yeah.
Oh.
You just talking to him?
Blue tick and I'll be in Maryville.
Oh wow.
I probably should tell y'all that, huh?
Probably. When is that?
This is.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you I need some days off.
Okay. This is cool. We're gonna have to get somebody in here with Babsy.
When is? No, I'm not.
6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, but when?
I'm not sure the exact date. I think
it's just one random
2 weeks
day,
from yesterday, I think.
2 weeks from yesterday. You're making it so hard.
No, because I don't know. I got like a 20-minute speech.
So you're going to drive 3 hours for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then drive 3 hours back.
No, but then spend the night and then in the morning get them ready for their golf, send them off on the golf thing.
Okay, yeah.
And then drive back after sending them off for the golf thing.
So on May 15th? That's 2 weeks from yesterday.
That could be it.
This is how we work, man.
This could be it.
Communications business.
Mm-hmm. Speaking conversation.
Well, in this little trip that Babs took for the beach volleyball, Slay's been thinking she's going to do this every week for the last month.
This is supposed to be a month ago.
We literally, every Monday for the last month, Slay will be like, hey, Babs, you're out Wednesday through Friday. 615-737-1045. Johnny the Poet.
Oh, I didn't even know it.
And for those that don't know it, Johnny the Poet concludes every 3HL show.
Yes, he does.
With What the Hell is 3HL. Johnny the Poet, what's up? Uh-oh.
Can y'all hear the piano?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here we go. I know Slay loves the trailing burps. But without a quarterback, that hurts. But now what are we heading toward? We got Cam Ward. Let's go. Tighten up. You know what's up. My pickup truck. Yeah, tighten up. Yeah, Brent, Dawn, and Slay. I listen every day. It's gonna be okay, 'cause we got Cam Ward and Traylon Burks. Here we go on the solo.
The Traylon Burks solo.
Sounds like I would say Charlie Brown. Yeah.
Love you guys. Bye.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
Love you, Johnny the Poet. There you go.
Why do I call him Dave?
Maybe his middle name's Dave. I don't know.
No, you know what? I'm writing. I found out what I'm doing.
Okay, good. So 6 to 8 one day.
Yeah, but what this is for? Tailgating against cancer and Anderson Lumber.
Oh, okay. Tailgating against cancer and against Anderson Lumber?
No, and Anderson Lumber. Well, you know what? Hey,
what if you did that? What if you bought a sponsorship to a golf tournament and you were like against your competitor?
What if? Man, Dave gonna text me and kill me, dog. Like, my bad.
Did
Dave.
you get the date on it?
2
weeks from yesterday.
Yep,
May 15th.
That's it.
Okay, I'll write that down. It's so funny how we find out about everybody's days off.
This is crazy.
And then Slay gets upset because we don't hear him or we need to be told multiple times.
Sometimes I'm telling y'all in my head.
That might be true too.
And I can't get it out.
We figured out the last one though. I figured it out with Babs. You told me, you gave me the reminder that you were out Tuesday on Monday, but she wasn't in here. So she literally didn't know you were out until we got into the break.
Really?
On Tuesday. She was like, where's Slay? And Zeph says he never heard.
Zeph never hears. He never wants to hear.
I remember you talking about it on air, but off air, never had that conversation.
On air is off air.
But so my argument was that was on me because I was told twice and I didn't communicate that to y'all.
See, typically when one of us are out, we text it in the group chat either like the day before, the day of. Like
day of's always good.
Hey, remember, I'm not here. And I just hadn't heard from Slay, so I prepped the show.
But it's funny because, like, all of our roles are different. So, like, if Slay's out, I put the show together differently than if he was here. Same with Babs. But if I'm out, y'all need to know more than day of.
Yeah. We don't, because we don't.
Because my role is different than y'all's role. Like, so you need bullet points in front of you to be able to throw topics.
Yeah, you have the keys to the car.
Yeah.
Like, we would just be sitting in the car if you
So, like, I printed.
Reminds me of a funny story.
I printed all of Slay's stuff out. I had it laid out in front of his desk, like I always do before the show. I had.
Oh, you did? I didn't even know that. This was Tuesday when he was at Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
And I got in Don's ear. I got in Don's ear during that first segment. I go, "Hey, have you heard from Slay?"
I saw y'all talking, but I couldn't tell what y'all were talking about.
She turns around and throws her arms up, and she goes, "I don't know." And so I'm like, huh. I was like, I'm going to text him because he's typically never late. He's typically early, actually.
Do you remember the one time you were out and, like, you did tell us, but it was a while before. And, and we completely forgot. It didn't write it down, didn't put it in our phones or whatever. And we got so scared that we hadn't heard from you. And I'm like, man, he hadn't even been in the chat. I called Savage during the first break and everything.
I forgot. What was that, a game or something?
You were in Carolina. I don't know.
I don't tell you what I was doing.
SEC. It was that right at the beginning. Like you were going for the meeting or whatever before the season.
That's
started.
right.
Yeah. Savage like he's out of town. He told y'all.
Savage be forgetting too though.
Well, he didn't that time. Thank God, because I thought you were dead. 3HL, more next. If you want it, 615-737-1045. We will talk about the new commitment in the secondary for the Tennessee Vols next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
KellumStemCellInstitute.com was where you should head over to get on over there and contact them and get you a consultation today. 615-850-4415. Your body, your cells, your solution. So if you're in charge of controlling things that you can control, which would mean you're in charge, then you have the opportunity to be in charge of your body getting rid of the inflammation. See how that all comes together? Real simple. Now listen, you can have your own testimony. I have mine. I had such great results with my knee that I wanted to expedite the results in my hip. So I went back to Kellum and got a shot of the secret sauce, which is mine. That's the Sim Cells, people. Get it, boom. Get it right there, a direct hit, whether it's your knee, ankle, whatever it happens to be for you. For me, it was my hip. Nanoparticles and other growth factors function by increasing the energy output of your cells, as well as improving cell communication, like calling them up, telling the cells, get active, get the inflammation out of your body. It works. The end result is faster healing and pain relief. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. You can be one too. KellamStemCellInstitute.com.
All right, you guys have heard me talk about Zen Sport. Well, how about the major upgrade? It is now turning into VIP Play. They will offer 200 leagues to wager on, all of your favorite bet types, and you've obviously heard, hey, live now, bet, but you have not experienced live always, like VIP Play will be. Bet assured in Tennessee with a VIP guarantee. With VIP Play, everyone plays like a VIP, so 24/7 customer support from real people. You can earn entries into the Players Club. They have sweepstakes with every bet, and you'll be able to cash out a bet for full stake if the line hasn't changed. So much more. Get ready to go ahead and claim your VIP Play welcome bonus when you make your first bet on this new and improved app of $5 or more. You'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. DAWNTN is your code to sign up with, DAWNTN. VIP Play app coming soon to Tennessee exclusively. To learn more and grab that early welcome bonus or VIP Players Club status, just head to VIPPlayApp.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Got to be 21 and older and located in Tennessee to bet.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Babsy will be back on Monday. Big weekend coming up. Tennessee, Auburn in baseball.
Yeah, she ain't send no bet in or anything. That's what's crazy.
She had an opportunity to get you eliminated from that button bar thing again.
Yep, so
I wasn't putting that back up. I already lost it once.
You know we weren't going to lose this.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If they play tonight.
Yeah, and if they play tomorrow, the forecast tomorrow is supposed to be twice as bad.
Up there or here?
There. Well, here too.
Where do they play at Tennessee, Auburn? Here?
They could put the good trouble down.
You gotta go play. Is Vandy at home?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
They go. Hey, we'll go play at
Hawkinsville.
Hawkinsville, yeah.
Yeah, we run it anyway over there.
The people in the chat love Johnny the Poet, man.
Didn't even know it.
And Johnny the Poet does such a great job because he doesn't do it very often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like a special thing when he calls in. But Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe got the piano going tonight. Love this guy. Burke's song was fire. What the hell? It's 3HL.
Okay.
Can I give you a little insight into that song?
I mean, it was about Traylon Burks.
Yeah, I gave him all his topics. He called in and asked what he should sing about. And I was like, I think we should make Slay happy and sing about Traylon Burks.
So he goes from that conversation to just doing it?
Yeah, he asked me a few questions about Traylon Burks and Cameron Ward, and then poof, song. And then he said, should we go guitar or piano? And I was like, well, I'm not a musician. You pick. And he goes, no. No, Zev, you're picking. So I was like, all right, let's go piano because we went guitar last time.
Wow, you get producer credit for that song.
That's pretty good by you, Zev.
Yeah.
So if Johnny the Poet makes a ton of money off that song, you need like a point.
Yeah, for just picking the topic.
Yeah,
and telling him piano.
And telling him piano over guitar.
Wait till Burks has this phenomenal year.
Yeah.
So did you enjoy the song, Slay?
I did enjoy it.
Johnny the Poet and I crafted that for you.
I appreciate y'all.
Candy B 91. Hopefully Slay has a rep who keeps track of where he is supposed to be and when.
Yeah,
like an assistant?
That would be my phone.
It works well.
That's all I got.
It's like, if you pay me, I will be your assistant.
Like, what you gonna do, though?
I'll do...
You don't want to know how much he wants?
Nah, I ain't worried about that.
Nah, Slay and I'll work out something fair.
I'll pay him what I want.
We'll work out something fair.
I'll pay him what he's worth.
You decide what he's worth.
There you go. No, he decides by the job he does.
By the job I do. Well, I'll keep track of your schedule.
Okay.
I'll make sure that you are where you're supposed to be and when.
Okay.
What else? I'll go get you like lunch or something.
Potbelly. You know he likes that.
Yeah.
And the juice bar.
Instead of you going every day to get lunch and then bringing it here, I'll have it ready for you here.
Yeah, because he's already here.
That's pretty dope.
When we get here.
What is that worth? About $15 a day?
A day?
That's high. That's a lot of money, though.
A day.
Dude, imagine what you're doing. If you're going to give me lunch, I'm probably going to get you something, so you're eating free.
True. Okay.
We're
selling each other on
You
this.
do that. I will do that.
You do.
By the way, remember when we looked up how much poop an elephant drops a day? I looked it up for horses since the Kentucky Derby is tomorrow.
Yeah.
30 to 50 pounds.
Horses?
Yeah.
They got to stay light.
They go between 4 and 14 times a day.
That's
but the 30 to 50 pounds is a combined number one and number two.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
All day.
That's like me.
So what else do you need me to do outside of those
just
couple of things?
Remind me of what the stuff I got to do. And you got to think, some days I ain't even going to need reminding.
That's true.
Because I'm just be showing up here.
I'll remind you anyway, so you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, but you'll be calling me saying, hey, you got to come to work today.
Do you want me to answer your phone calls for you and be like, hey, this is Slay's assistant?
Nah.
You know how baller that is? If someone called you and
I get another phone for you.
Slay's phone.
And so you give everybody you don't want to talk to directly right off the rip. That
I mean, we can't tell
We're on to something here.
Now.
So my guy Matt Fine that cuts my hair over there at Structured in the Factory in Franklin. Shout out Matt Fine. He's a drummer too, incredible musician. Anyway, he texted me yesterday during the happy hour, and I wasn't listening because I was downstairs getting ready to go. But he goes, and I don't know the answer to this, so you'll have to answer me. He said, did Slay just say, and if so, this is big baller stuff. He said, did Slay just say, Sladies and gentlemen?
No, but I should have.
And he goes, if not, that should become a thing. And I go, I was just thinking that. Sladies and gentlemen.
I got to think, like, what does it mean? Like, so, because somebody going to ask me, like, what does Sladies mean?
It's just
the latest for Slay?
No, just a play off your name.
Yeah, I know.
Ladies for Slay. Okay. If you want the ladies, you can have the ladies.
It gotta mean something. It gotta come from somewhere. Don't it?
No.
You can just say something.
Listen, stupid things can come from anywhere.
Yeah, this shouldn't be stupid.
Hey, you know another thing I can do? I will keep track of all the Slayisms. I'll have a Slayism directory.
Listen, he really wants his job.
I see, and he's selling himself on it, selling me on it, on him. That's pretty good, Zeph. I like that. But
we can talk about this later.
Okay.
Off the air.
The schedule will only pick up, fall to spring.
Gator Mike said we could call this new corporation Slaymerica.
So, Slay Enterprises.
Just play off the Seinfeld reference. Anyway. Darrington is out east. D, what up, man?
There ain't no need to hide when you hop on this sleigh ride. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's up, Darrington. What up, baby?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, ain't no need to hide when you on this ride. Let's keep it slaying. Okay?
That's pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen.
Also, when you make sure that you're his assistant on the weekend, you got to make sure that you got all his supplies so he can stay fried. Otherwise, he ain't going to survive. You know what I'm telling you?
That's right, Darrington. I'll make sure you're stocked with cigars and some drinks.
I like that. I like that right there.
I know you like your Tito's. So
Vandy Man AD 2 is leaving the chat, and he said, "See you guys later."
Look, I just wrote that one down.
And they talking about you ain't bigger than a barrel. They a slay line.
They're slay line.
Yeah. So, the only reason why I called to know you guys is I was listening to that the Chico, and he was talking about the dog. In 2025, can we eliminate that dog reference? Because if you tell me you got them dogs with you, I'm going to think maybe that you got a bunch of Chihuahuas or a bunch of Shih Tzus or lobster obstacles or you got a lap dog. So I ain't really worried about you. But when I hear these young folks talking, they be like, I got some gorillas with me. I get more nervous about a gorilla than I would about a dog. I just feel like I can stand a chance. So please, in 2025, in y'all diabolical ways, let's get rid of this dog mannerism. And y'all keep it slaying. Y'all have a slay with it.
All right, Darrington. Have a good weekend, man.
Appreciate that, Darrington.
So he just called in to get rid of the dog?
Yeah.
Saying?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Like, remember, back in the 90s, we said bet all the time, and then it got shelved for a decade and a half. And then the young kids brought it back thinking that they were new. Does that need to happen with dog?
I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I think it would be hard for you to eliminate saying the word dog.
It will be. I'm gonna say dog.
But I don't think he's saying eliminate
No, he's saying dog. Got that dog in.
Got that dog in you, for athletes and yeah.
So he wants gorilla.
I have heard a coach say, man, we trying to recruit nothing but silverbacks.
I gotcha.
Them some dangerous.
Yeah, don't mess with them.
Yeah,
you think 100 men could beat one?
I don't know why not.
Have you seen that argument going around Twitter?
I see that.
I've seen it, but I didn't know the origin.
From? Yeah, what? Why?
Some random dude on Twitter, I think, just tweeted out do you think 100 men could beat one silverback gorilla? And the internet does what the internet does, and just took it and ran with it and blew up. So now you have all these people getting scenarios and making jokes about man, I'm that 99th person after all 98 people, and me and my buddy are the only ones left after that gorilla tears through us. So, do you guys actually think 100 people could beat one silverback gorilla?
Absolutely. I just don't know.
Is this a random group of 100 people that I just get off the street out here?
Yes.
Or do you get to pick 100?
See, that's where the internet blew up. Is okay, well, if we're talking strategy and I get to pick people, this is my list of people. But if it's just 100 random people off the street,
if I get Iron Mike in his day and Shaq in his day and insert wrestler here and
yeah, but who's gonna be the sacrifice though?
I get to pick people.
You need about 10 of them to sacrifice.
Yeah, you need pawns on a chessboard.
Yeah, so they can wear them down, and then you bring in the big dogs.
That'd be guys like me.
See you, yo.
I'm out. Later. Didn't Chig say something about this?
Yeah, I think someone asked Chig if I think the question was, could 100 Jeffrey Simmons beat a silverback gorilla? And this is what he had to say.
I had this funny conversation at breakfast. I was like, all right, let's ask ChatGPT. It was like 100 Jeffrey Simmons versus one gorilla, and ChatGPT said he could do it. But I don't know. I don't think it's possible, man. That gorilla, I don't know. I don't think it's possible. Russell said 100 T Sweats versus the gorilla. We just have him just hold him down and just everybody just suffocate him. But
the gorilla can bench press 840 and what is it? You said
it could power lift 1800.
Power lift 1800.
The problem is the gorilla's going to be using its teeth and everything else too. It's not just going to be fighting. He was going to be ripping us to shreds, and then it's the fear of watching somebody get ripped to shreds. You ain't going to want to fight no more.
That'll take the fight out.
You ain't going to want to fight no more. You're just going to want to run.
How many sweats would you feel confident in?
I need 100, bro. I need all of them. All the sweats. Have one on each limb, and then everyone else just pile on top of them.
Man,
because a gorilla literally could just rip your arm right off your body.
So can.
And so to his point, if there are 100 dudes and they see that happen to the first guy, that's going to take the fight out of a lot of guys.
Somebody has to be the sacrifice. Somebody got to say, well, y'all take care.
So do you know how the wingspan of a fully grown silverback gorilla is?
No.
I think it's like 8 feet.
That's a hell of an NBA player.
That's 8 feet.
Now, how do you expect to get in close?
You got to run in there and just sacrifice while he eating on you. That's when everybody we're gonna come get him.
So, but the thing is, do you think the human mind is gonna be see that first couple just get
That's what I'm saying.
No, we got to do a study.
That'll take the fight out of.
Now you got to do a study. They got a weak point. You know what I mean? They got a little weak point. Maybe it's the little back, the little naked back part.
Naked back. The naked back part?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the silverback.
Uh-huh.
Like if you puncture.
Oh, like back in Atari 2600 video game days, there was always that Star Wars game where you're trying to kill the snow walkers, and they had that one spot that you had to hit.
That's them.
You think that's a kill spot?
You got to do the research to find out. They go down. They'll go down.
How?
That's what we got to do the research. Maybe the bite on the neck or up under the armpit or.
So you're saying 100 vampires against silverback?
Just us.
But somebody's got to bite the gorilla.
Zeph. We hold him down.
Do not throw me in there.
We hold him down.
No, I'm going to be in the back. I'm going to be back of the crowd. I don't want to be anywhere near the front.
Meanwhile, if Tennessee baseball plays tonight, you'll hear it on 104.5 The Zone. Tennessee picks up a cornerback transfer, Colton Hood from Colorado. I watched his tape today.
What'd you think?
Really physical player. Can play outside. They had him in the slot, too. So he can get in the backfield. He had 2 interceptions. Played in all 13 games. He said one of his quotes was, "I want to be the best defensive back in America." What you got?
I don't know if one of the clips you saw, one of the clips I saw was him going against Ted McMillan, the 8th overall draft pick here in the 25 NFL draft, and got a pick off of him. Ran it back, not for a touchdown, but ran it back pretty well.
He came up in the run game and picked up a guy. Slay got up under his, around the back of his thighs, picked him up, and slammed him into the ground. And this dude's 5'11", 190.
So he's physical.
Physical. Yep.
That's illegal, too, ain't it?
3 years of eligibility. He may have gotten flagged. I don't know. I didn't see that part of the play, but
you just like that
he
attitude.
Did it.
Yeah.
So
attitudes, though.
The first thing I thought when I saw this is, okay, good. Jermod McCoy doesn't have to rush back.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with his, in my opinion. Slay, you agree? It doesn't have, his rehab is his rehab. It doesn't matter who's out
regardless
there.
If he's coming back. Yeah.
But in terms of reps, though, once he gets game ready, maybe they can ease him back in because of this piece.
Right. I'm with that. Plus, you need a guy, a veteran like that. We need guys that depth so you can practice the correct way. We need guys going against each other. We need these freshmen broken in. These young, inexperienced receivers got to be broken in. That's the only way you get it done. So, bring them all in.
DHB, Slay, a gorilla's skin is 2 times thicker than a human's, and their bones are 4 times denser than ours. We are losing.
So it's burnt chicken off the grill, but you still find a way to eat it, don't you?
If there's nothing left.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing left. My dog Will from the Ville just said everybody charge at once.
Everybody charge at once?
That's how you get it. He can't look at everybody and get everybody. I know 8-foot wingspan is cool. 2-3 people get taken out, but then we got to get them.
Will from the Ville must study military history because that's how they used to do it back in the day.
You know what I'm saying?
They get on opposite sides of the field.
That's how we got to come through.
Bum rush each other.
DeJuan Buford said, man, we ought to listen to the 100 Men versus one gorilla with Taylor Lewan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Lethal Latin.
Look like it might be long.
_615 said that the silverback gorilla cannot swim. So
get him in the water.
We need a body of water.
Buck
can't swim either, so that would be interesting.
No, that would be good. Just throw him in there.
Hey, do you
Let him squirm around.
Do you guys see in the chat Zeph Smith?
Is that you?
No. Does someone else have my nickname?
No, we don't see Zeph Smith.
On Facebook. He said, did he just call someone Zeph or am I tripping? Thought I was the only one.
Yeah, you tripping, Zeph Smith.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. Welcome to the party.
Tennessee's still looking for a receiver.
Got to find a receiver.
And we were around a lot of people at the Big Orange Caravan. The hard part about that is, receivers want a specific amount of money.
Yep.
And Tennessee's looking for a rotational player.
I wish they hurry up and pay this rule. Change this rule. Well, it's a cap. Then or whatever it is.
Salary cap.
Something.
Out clause.
Something. Well, guys come on and be like, all right, let me show you my worth. Something along those lines. Got to be able to show you worth and then go get it.
615-737-1045. 100 T-Sweats against a gorilla.
I'm going T-Sweat.
100's a lot of T-Sweats.
Okay, what about 50
That's like 300,000 pounds a dude.
What about 50 big Jeffs, 50 T-Sweats? Go half and half.
We winning. Sacrifice 4 big Jeffs and 4 T-Sweats.
Sacrifice 4 of them.
That's a lot of beef right there.
Yeah.
The gorillas silverbacks get tired too, y'all. This ain't no this is not a computer. It don't get tired the gorilla. The gorilla just can fight through 100 and then not be he. So at no point he gonna say he ain't gonna never take a deep breath.
Also, if the gorilla could just whoop everybody's ass, why didn't the gorilla run in the world?
Yeah, what man? Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we seen King Kong go to the top of the building. He couldn't last. I got it.
When we come back, 3-8-10-1045 the song. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, y'all.
First, we did some research. How fast is a gorilla, Zeph?
They can reach up to 25 miles an hour.
So what was the fastest time in the NFL last year? It was like 24 miles per hour?
I will look that up, but I can tell you the fastest ever time ran by a human.
Okay.
27.8 miles per hour by Usain Bolt.
Oh, okay. So Usain Bolt's fine.
He can get away.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll leave us.
Yeah, he's not worried about us. He's not worried about any of the other 99 people involved.
Yeah, so that ain't good.
100 people against a gorilla.
We need...
So the Buzzing with the Boys guys started this?
No, I don't think they started it. I think it was some random person on Twitter. I think they just picked up what the internet was picking up.
Picking up, putting down? Is that what you said?
You said you had it before the break. You've got it.
Are you ready?
How to win 100 people against the gorilla?
Yep. So I need...
You mentioned King Kong, which I saw the light bulb.
That sparked me. All right, this is what you need. 90. Big Jeffs and T-Sweats.
Like 45 each?
45 and 45.
Okay, so what are the other 10?
The other 10. I got it, y'all.
You got a list of people?
I got a list of 10.
You're just going to sacrifice these people right now.
No, these ain't going to sacrifice. They might end it before we even get there.
Okay.
This is what I'm telling y'all.
We're part of the second 100?
No, we're part of the nine. Yeah. No, we just watching.
Bleachers.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll let y'all pick the 10th. 1.
Okay.
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes. Why Eva Mendes?
Because King Kong,
100 people against a gorilla, and you want Eva Mendes in there.
King Kong was always weak when the women came along. He could not bring himself to.
That's definitely true.
Hurt the women.
The original King Kong movie is phenomenal. If y'all haven't seen it, I know people have probably seen the more recent movies, but in terms of a great film, it really is. And Jessica Lange is the female lead in that movie.
2, Jessica Lange.
There you go.
She has experience.
She's got experience. Yeah.
There you go. 3, Halle Berry.
Because Halle Berry.
The short hair Halle Berry.
Short hair Halle Berry.
Yeah, we're going to the 90s.
All right.
Number 4, Rihanna.
Riri.
You never know the Caribbean. You don't know where King Kong is from. Might have like Caribbean accent. Might have the ear for that. She could sing. Had a little Caribbean accent going.
Yeah.
Hush him up. 4, Beyonce. Come on, man. The voice is gone. He might go to sleep. She might sing him to sleep.
She's a siren.
Yes. What was that? That was 5, Beyonce.
She'll hypnotize him.
Yes. Hypnotize.
R.I.P. Biggie.
6, J-Lo. Dance, good feet. Get around them.
Good feet.
Get around them. Make them dizzy. Make them real dizzy.
Also, does that woman ever age?
Bingo.
Jeez.
Bingo. 7, Charlize Theron. Just stay right there. Keep his eyes on you. Whatever you got to do.
Like a younger Jessica Lange.
Bingo. And then her backup, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay.
9, Lauren London. This right here?
You stop at 9.
Yeah,
Who's 10?
I'm giving the people.
Oh, the people picked the 10?
They might want a superhero or something like that. But I got those 9 right there. Name the time you saw King Kong take the woman out. Never. How many times has she distracted them and then the helicopters come in dropping missiles and stuff? That's when the Big Jeffs and T-Sweat attack.
But then it makes you sad in the movie.
Oh, we living.
But this is life or death.
Yeah, like what we ain't gonna be sad. We want to live. We're gonna be happy. Man, we ain't going out like that.
Justin in Smyrna next up on 3HL. Justin, what's up?
Ooh.
What up?
What up, Justin?
First time caller, man. Hey, y'all wildin'. What is it, 10 women? That's hilarious. I like it.
Dog, have you ever seen King Kong do something to the woman?
No, I got something better for you.
Okay, talk to me.
What made me think about it was right before y'all went to break, y'all was like, well, heck, why come gorillas ain't ruling the world? All right, well, check this. It's not 100 million. I'm going to tell you that now. First, look, you heard it here first on 3HL 104.5.
Okay.
You don't need 100 million. You ever been to a zoo?
Yeah, what we need.
You seen a gorilla at the zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who put him there? And I promise
Come
there
on.
wasn't 100 of them.
So, come on. See?
Give me 2 zookeepers.
And it's over.
You heard it here first. XL, 104.5.
And it's over.
Justin, man. That makes so much sense.
I can respect it. I can respect it.
That was incredible.
That's all I'm saying. I can respect it.
Screw 100 men. Just give me 2 zookeepers.
Man, they ain't never turned on them like that. And if they do, they always to his point, they always send another zookeeper in. It's a viral moment going on out there where a zookeeper was feeding a silverback or maybe just a gorilla, and he got caught in there with the door closed, and he was hiding. You know what? They didn't send a whole bunch of people in there. You know what they sent in there? One more zookeeper.
So Justin's
He
right.
is right, man. And the lady escaped.
All this debate on the internet, and Justin just busted it down right there.
Wow.
You missed that, didn't you?
Yeah, he said something about zookeepers.
He goes, I know how to solve this problem, and you don't need 100 men.
Right.
He said, y'all ever been to the zoo? We were like, yeah. And he goes, you seen a gorilla at the zoo? And we said, yeah. And he goes, how'd he get there? He said it wasn't 100 men that put him in there.
He was right.
He goes, it was 2 zookeepers. All you need is 2 zookeepers.
He was right, man.
Yeah, but they don't have any tools. Like
Bingo! Everybody's safe. Bingo, Zelf.
But, like, what are they going to do if they don't have any tools?
What did they do to get him there, Zelf?
They sedated him, probably.
You don't know that, Zelf. You wasn't back there.
Whatever, that works.
Was you back there?
I'm going to look it up.
Were you back there?
Maybe.
No, see.
No, I wasn't.
Wait, so you think they, cuffed the gorilla and walked him in?
No, you just got, like Justin was saying, just somewhere you got to talk to him, I guess. We don't know.
DHB, my man, Lethal Latin, all laughing emojis.
That was it, man.
Cam 1, facts. LMAO, this is gold. That's the funniest call I've ever heard.
He wasn't wrong.
And y'all need to get on the internet to watch gorillas fight.
No, we're not. Listen. No, why? Yeah, they're going to be more treacherous when they fight each other. Us, you know what I mean? A little different.
What's the population in Nashville now? 2.3 million, something? That was the last time I looked, like a year ago.
Probably
or
way
something
more
like that. It's probably way more than that.
2.8.
But, if you had 2.3 million gorillas, could they just take over a town?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I've not seen any of the Planet of the Apes movies. None of them. I've seen none of them. But I guess they address that in that movie. I don't know.
Boom, Super Dave.
Okay, I just looked this up. You want to know how zoos transport gorillas when they move them? Fully grown?
Tell us and spoil everything, though.
Yeah. It typically involves a combination of sedation, secure carriers, and transportation via truck or plane. So they put that gorilla to sleep.
Can you imagine if you were on a plane and the gorilla was down low and the luggage bin or whatever and it woke up?
So one of my favorite movies is Jurassic Park.
But that's a movie, right? Like, we had snakes on a plane. Why can't we have gorilla on a plane?
Well, it kind of is like what it was with King Kong versus Godzilla a little bit.
Yeah, but the King Kong wasn't on the plane. He was just throwing them out of the air.
I started to watch that
too.
movie.
I loved it.
You loved it? I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I loved it. Especially part 2.
Oh, there's a second one?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
What about Planet of the Apes movies? Should I be watching those?
You ain't never seen that?
I've never seen a Planet of the Apes movie.
Excelente.
None of them.
Wait, Slave, are you talking about the old ones or are you talking about the modern ones?
I'm talking about the modern ones.
Yeah, the modern ones are great.
Yeah.
The old ones are kind of weird because they don't look.
You talking about Kong and Godzilla?
No. I'm talking about Planet of the Apes.
No, I like all the Planet of the Apes. The ones that started early 2000s.
I'm talking about the old ones.
The old ones when they barely can talk and they barely can walk and all that.
And
it's not
it's not like CGI. It's like a bunch of guys dressed up in monkey suits.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Hey,
cool.
multiple requests. You need to clip that. You know how everyone, a year from now, we'll play that call? Like, every once in a while, we'll just play random calls that were funny on 3HL.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That needs to get incorporated.
That'll be added to the list.
Plus, you need to hear it. You didn't hear it. You were answering phone calls.
He was right, though.
Doug in Nashville. That was a great take. Doug, what's up?
Hey, I like Slay's thoughts. I like his input. I like the 40 and 9, but I've got the 10th female.
Okay.
We're just going to shut this thing down.
Talk
the
to
10th female. Wonder Woman. She got tricks. She got skills.
She's got
a
tricks.
magic lasso.
Right about that. She do got the magic lasso.
Thank you, Doug.
Is she the one that got the invisible plane?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. there.
I just like how he led with she's got tricks.
All in a bag and a lasso.
Wonder Woman.
But the plane ain't going to do anything.
No,
you just said the gorillas take care of the planes.
They do, but they're gonna see her in the plane, so they're gonna be like, oh, she's just flying.
So they're not going to know it's a plane.
Bingo.
I think they're smart enough to figure out.
It's invisible. How are they going to know it's a plane?
Well, you see a woman,
smart.
sitting, a couple thousand feet in the air, you figure there's a plane attached to her.
Witches do it on brooms all the time.
Have you seen them?
Yes.
You see them flying across Nashville on the broom?
Yes.
Well, wouldn't that be something?
You got to stay up late.
That's going on the bingo card. Coming up here in a few minutes.
Did you see one remember that night you were out till like 4 a.m. you were sitting on a bench? Did you see him?
That was one of them nights.
You see a witch
you could see it then, right before dusk. Or is it dawn? One on.
Dawn.
Yeah. Babsy.
Y'all just went full circle right there. This is a Friday on 3HL.
Listen, I blame Paul Mason for the last 30 minutes of this show.
Yes, absolutely.
We did not plan for the last 30 minutes of this show.
No, this one was for the people.
Actually, I blame Tennessee baseball for not playing in the rain.
Oh yeah, and softball is playing, by the way, up there.
Is it?
Yeah, softball's been playing, and baseball was like, nah, we'll push it back.
Softball was doing a doubleheader today.
Yes,
actually,
they are. And baseball has the turf field.
What is going on?
I don't know, weird things. Making because they knew that it's a conspiracy theory. Vitella wanted to hear us talk about 100 men against the gorilla.
Do you think he's playing us in the locker room right now and we're like firing up the guys?
What up, Tony V?
All right, one Tennessee baseball team versus one silverback gorilla. Who wins?
I don't know, but do you think this Tennessee baseball team wins the College World Series? Do you think they go back to back? They've got some issues, and the way he's changing the defensive lineup indicates that they're trying to find that, right?
Yeah, what they've shown right now, no, I don't think so. I don't think they have the pitching depth, and the defensive issues have been too much as of now. Now, I mean, we still have 3 weekends left before they get to the SEC tournament and then eventually the postseason. So they could figure it out. Baseball, especially in their format of postseason where it's you got to win a ton of games, they find their hot streak, they can win. I mean, it's just kind of like basketball. I mean, it's going
to be a fun weekend if they can get these games in, and we'll learn a lot more about them, Vanderbilt as well. And our buddy Blake Krieger texted me, that might have been the best thing I've ever heard on your show. That was an all-time call.
That was good.
Justin, never called the show before.
That was it.
If I were him, I'd never call again.
They don't need to.
Although I want him to.
He's platinum. He just went platinum. That is it right there.
It's like when Too Short said Too Short don't win nationwide.
That was it, dog. Like, don't get better than that. I can't think of a time.
I know what'll be better than that.
What?
You with a microphone here in about an hour.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Leading into Greg Cosell and Brian Callahan and Buck Rising. It is sold out.
What time does it start?
7. Doors open at 6. You asked me that earlier, and I forgot to answer you.
Okay.
But we were off air. Now we do it on it.
Yes.
Doors open at 6, which is 2.5 minutes away, and the show starts at 7. Gonna be fun.
I'll be there.
The install live.
Install.
All right, y'all have a great weekend, man. We got a lot going on this weekend. We'll break it down on Monday. Babsy will be back.
We'll be back.
I'll tell you this: Babsy would wreck a gorilla.
Yes, she would.
She'd figure out a way.
Unless she hurt herself trying to hurt the gorilla.
Appreciate you guys including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. We hope you have a great weekend. Good night. God bless. See you.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you were getting a shout out to 2 zookeepers. And we forgot, may or may not be funny.
We did. It was Jameis Winston. We'll save that for Monday.
Yep.
Later, y'all. Have a great one.